going to be good.
This is going to be good. Good. Scott, can I get past you, sir? Thank you.
Did you do rest or no?
No.
Okay.
Are you having second thoughts?
Can we all decide that Rick Knox needs to go?
Who?
Put him on there.
Why? What did Rick Knox ever do to you?
Hey, does fucking
Does fucking I don't know if fucking but Takeshita. Takeshita and fucking
Does Dean Malenko have like Parkinson's?
Yeah.
That
He has to.
That interview last night, he was
like, San
are we
Francisco.
live?
It's San Francisco. I mean, they have earthquakes all the time.
God damn it, Chris.
It just did. There's no. But he was like this, right? He was all fucking.
Yeah.
He just set it up.
Ah! Did you drop your worm?
I got my beer. You need another drink, bro, before we start?
Yes, thank you. If anybody's already watching, we're going to get started momentarily. Chris likes to pull the trigger on the button before we're actually ready.
Pow! All the trigger pulling.
I wasn't even fucking sitting down and it was already going. So you like Scott's away. He's taking a piss. That's the sound you hear.
Oh, hey, Scott's taking a piss. Sounds feminine when it hits the mouth. What was that line from fucking the other guys? Even your urine is feminine.
Hey.
We're going to break out paper and pen like we're in the 40s.
Why are you like this?
Ever since I found someone that accepts me for who I am, I've just been rolling with it.
I didn't even know that fucking Dow had Himalayan salt soap. That's nice.
Himalayan salt soap?
What?
Yeah. Himalayan salt? Your soap?
Oh,
That's
my
cool.
soap?
Yeah.
Oh, Dial. I thought you said Dow. I was like, what?
Dial. I didn't know they had
He was talking about.
You're welcome to take it.
You don't use soap?
Not always.
No, it's.
I just spit on it sometimes.
I got plenty of Dr. Squatch if you want to take a bar.
No. I'm an Old Spice man. With some cocoa butter in it.
To get into those hard to reach places.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what Sam tells you?
Revolution?
Yeah.
REVO, yeah.
RESPCT. Even though we already had the ladder match for the Revolution. Which is normally on the pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about
But
that.
that's the least of AEW's problems.
Oh, man.
We'll get it.
This is going to be one of those shows. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Chris told me to shut up last night. Pretty
Mhm.
much.
Oh, yeah. He was going to start going off on last night's Dynamite. So I was like, pulled an old card from Abel's playbook. Save it for the show.
You're like, shut up. I was like, all right, I'll go to sleep. Old man yells at Cloud.
It was Clyde last night.
It's probably right now. It's going to rain.
The chance of meatballs.
Space weather.
Near the Golden Gimmick Bridge. What the hell? What?
That shows how much Dynamite you didn't watch.
Okay.
Or maybe they said it during the commercial break in not so much picture in picture because
There's one that was on the floor.
oh man, 3-second rule.
Nah.
Oh, sorry, buddy. The thought of unforgiveness. Oh, y'all are like,
what is this? This is a Revolution. RE.
I thought you just tried spelling that like 30 seconds ago.
Well, I have to spell it again.
Copy and paste.
But I could have done that, but I didn't.
That's a cool shirt.
Thank you.
No, because he likes to do the diddle with his diddly, where he goes like this, and that's considered a text.
Is that a
Not-
new Ring of Honor shirt?
No, this is an old Ring of Honor shirt.
That's not from 2009. That's from like the first time we went to San Antonio, right?
Probably.
When we interviewed the other some of the talent.
Probably.
Yeah.
That was a cool shirt.
That's an old ass shirt.
As soon as I walked in, I saw it. I was like, "That's a."
You were just staring at my chest.
We make sure he doesn't leave the apartment before until we get
Oh yeah.
Oh, wait. There we go. Sorry.
Staring at my chest. Test.
All right.
You put your shirt quite nicely, Abel.
Oh, thank you.
No.
I do.
No.
Oh, okay. Yes, there we go. Live from the landing strip in Houston, Texas, it's the 415th edition of Houston Wrestling Radio. This is Abel.
That's Chris.
That's Scott.
No, dude. That's Chris and that's Scott.
Oh.
You're Scott. Scott the Scott.
Also known as
Yes.
Abel?
No, you're Scott.
Oh. Imported goods.
Yes.
I'm never gonna let that one go, Scott.
Thank you for joining us. If you're watching us live, that's awesome. I appreciate it. Log into your YouTube account. That way you can chat along with us in the live chat during the show. So, if I see it, I'll try to involve you as best as I can. So feel free to ask questions, fact check, talk shit, say hi, whatever. If you're not watching us live, that's okay. You can still interact with us on Facebook, facebook.com/Houston Wrestling Radio, or on Twitter @H Wrestling Radio. Chris, my man, what do we got going on today?
Revolutions this weekend.
Ah,
They're talking about a revolution.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a Revolution preview.
Let's get it over with.
Yeah, we're just gonna get over with.
Yeah.
I am at a Z. No, I'm just kidding.
It's funny you say that. I told Abel before you got here that last night was the first episode. Yeah, that's a bukkake of a gummy worm right there, man. You better eat it all.
Oh, my.
In one gulp.
Show that to the camera. Show that to the camera.
Get it.
That's supposed to be a gummy worm. That's not a
that's
worm.
That's a bear.
Oh, that's a bear.
That's
Oh, the bear.
That's like the Bernstein bears, all of them.
It's a bear orgy
Mm.
in my mouth. Cocaine bear.
Orgy bear.
Instead of cocaine bear, it's orgy bear.
Last night's episode was probably the first time for this pay-per-view that I'm actually anticipating wanting to watch it. Like it took this long for me to be like, you know what? I might try to make plans to watch this show on Sunday.
Wow.
It took that long.
Mm.
But we're here.
All right.
Pick a match, Abel.
Main event.
Go for it.
American Dragon versus MJF.
So tell me, why is this an hour-long Iron Man match?
I get where you're going by asking that question in such a way. I don't give a shit. I am very interested. I am at a 9. I wish I was at a 10. I'm not at a 10 because there are some legitimate reservations that need to be had for this match. But I haven't seen a 1-hour Iron Man match in a long time. I haven't seen
There's a reason why.
Yeah, you are 100% right. That's one of the reasons why I'm not at a 10. Why I'm at a 9. I'm not sure if MJF has it in him to do a 1-hour Iron Man match.
Do you remember the longest he's done at one night?
No, I don't know.
I think it was 41 minutes.
Okay.
The 2 matches he had with Punk where he cheated to win and then the referee started the match and then he cheated again and won.
And
that was that Dynamite.
And those were broken up by breaks too.
Yeah.
So
breaks by television.
Right.
If you were able to watch it
on the feed,
you saw all of it.
Well, you know what? I just realized you forgot to turn on the light over there.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Nope, not one.
It didn't work. Yeah,
not one.
But I am intrigued to see if MJF can pull it off. I do think that American Dragon can do it. I think he can. Will he carry him through the match? Maybe. I don't know. But MJF is such a character guy and such a talking guy. I've never really visualized him as an in-ring workhorse, hour-long Broadway kind of dude. This is his shot in my mind to prove me and other people in the IWC wrong. So, yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm interested. I have a very high anticipation level. I want to see this match succeed. I want to see MJF succeed. I know that Bryan Danielson can succeed. I want so much from this match. I'm not at a 10. I'm not quite there, but I'm at a 9.
Nah.
What do you at, Scott?
It's a
no. It's not a number.
It's a no for me. This whole like the match itself, I'll give it just to see.
That's how this works.
It is going to be interesting. I'll give it a 5.
Okay.
But the story is fucking I texted Chris last night, and I was like, "This promo sucks. This feud sucks. Like MJF, the past few weeks, all his promos getting in a car accident with his girlfriend leaving him. Those are like babyface promos.
That's stuff that earns sympathy. That's supposed to earn sympathy.
You don't want that from him. He's an asshole. And then Daniel Bryan been like, if you talk about my kids one more time, I'm gonna kick your face in. And then he's like, well, your kids. And he's like, he just stood there and fucking took it. Like,
yeah,
it's not.
That's fair.
It's not a good feud. Like,
that's fair.
He needs. The way that's working is MJF is a babyface and Daniel Bryan is more of the heel. But it's not. But he's not because
I wouldn't go that far. No,
because MJF is the heel and Daniel Bryan's the face. You know. But then the whole promo, I'll just say it now. So my parents are visiting, and on Tuesday we watched NXT for a little bit, and I don't know how it was for y'all, but when I was growing up, every time a family member watched while I was watching wrestling, if they came into the room, something dumb was happening. Right? It was never Rock Austin.
Right.
It was
choppy your pee pee.
Neil Young giving birth to a hand. It was Katie Vick. It was so NXT this week was like very much like there wasn't anything that there was some dumb shit in that show, but nothing like
insulting your intelligence.
Yeah, but when it comes to AEW, the whole show there's just stupid shit, and so they show that promo throughout the show. And it's Daniel Bryan like, MGF hates me. MGF hates me. MGF hates me. This guy hates me. And he hates me. And then, like, it got to the point where even my mom and my dad were like, that guy hates him. He hates him. And I was like, did you know that guy hates him? And he's like, he hates him. And then when he came into the ring at the end of the show with 4 minutes left, he was like, he hates me. And I'm like, we get it. Like, that's not a feud. That doesn't make me want to go to the the match itself makes me want to watch this match.
Okay.
Because I want to see if he can go 60 minutes. I know, and I know that MJF and Daniel Bryan are going to have a good match together. But the promo is pushing me away. Like, I'm not buying this pay-per-view. And I've bought every single pay-per-view, and I've went to multiple pay-per-views. We've watched almost every pay-per-view together since the inception of before AEW was a thing. Yeah. We were watching them. This one that match just like it's not. I don't know. It just disappoints me.
It feels like overall, not to skip ahead, it feels like it's lacking a little bit of depth.
Okay.
Pay-per-view. The first couple of AEW pay-per-views, the first year and a half.
I think this match is lacking a little bit of depth too, because it's a feud that they want you to think that has been a blood feud going on for months and months, if not years, but it's not. It's really only been about a month.
Two's pushing it. Like the beginning of the year, it was right at the beginning of the year.
Part of the reason why I'm not at a 10 yet, that there is some underbaking, I would say, with this feud so far. I'm sorry, I interrupted you, Chris.
The redundance in Bryan Danielson's promos worked in WWE because WWE was a mainstream show that had a varying audience. I'll be upfront. Most of the audience were either children, special needs, or they needed to be talked to slowly.
Okay.
In some parts of the country of the world. So you can dumb it down to the lowest common denominator so that everybody can get it. That's like feeding a 10-year brewer a can of Bud Light. Like that 10-year brewer wants an IPA, wants a double, wants a hazy, wants a porter, wants something specific, wants something niche. This audience that AEW is aiming at is niche. So in that aspect, the build up to this match doesn't make sense because Bryan Danielson is not known for his promos.
Yeah. Unless he's a heel. His heel stuff was good.
Yeah. His heel stuff when he first showed up in AEW, sucking the McMahon's dick.
It's either heel Daniel Bryan or underdog.
Yeah.
Because the underdog story, the Yes movement, everything was about that was something good. And I just don't think he's
established icon Bryan Danielson of Ring of Honor. His strength is not promo. So there's a very big mismatch between MJF's strengths and Bryan Danielson's strengths.
Okay.
And the fact that we're getting an Iron Man match muddies the water even further, because I don't think it's necessary for MJF to have in his resume that he's beaten someone in an hour-long Iron Man match in a feud that essentially, that from what both of you guys have been saying, this match at this point in time isn't necessary.
It's also going back to one of the main issues with AEW is the fact that every feud starts off with the big bang. Like you get like a ladder match, or you'll get a 60-minute match, or you'll get the War Games fucking, what was that thing called? Blood and Guts. And that's where the feud starts. So then it goes away and it goes down. How come we can't just get MJF and Daniel Bryan in one match? Just regular old match. Let fucking MJF cheat. Who cares? Like, and then the next pay-per-view, like, that's the other issue with not having monthly pay-per-views.
Or on Dynamite. Bryan Danielson could have won if the ref was awake, but he's out, and so
something and then lead to that 60-minute. The rubber match is a 60-minute. That way, we've had months of this where every week it's the same.
MJF finds a way out until he's put in a position.
It probably would have been better if they would have just had a regular match and they went to a time limit draw, and they're like, okay, cool. Now the escalation for that is an Iron Man.
He did that with
Hangman.
Ooh.
So the
first time on Dynamite. The first.
But MJF has it, and I think that would have been the thing that would have gotten more eyeballs on it, because I don't think anybody thinks that MJF could actually pull off a 1-hour match, or even if it's a time limit draw.
Also the fact that he's only had fucking 2 matches this year.
If that happened, if they say, let's say Revolution was just a regular 1-on-1 match, and then they put on an hour-long banger that went to a draw.
And wasn't advertised as
holy fuck. MJF went to a wow.
Even a 45-minute,
45. Yeah. Then that's when they're like, hey, I want my rematch. It was a draw. This is bullshit.
It's unsettled.
It's unsettled. Let's make it Iron Man this time. Okay, cool. I think that would have made a little bit more sense. But I mean, Tony Khan's the Booker of the Year, so I don't.
I mean, that's.
I'm at a 6.
You're at a 6.
Mostly because in the ring, Bryan Danielson is carried less to better. So I'm assuming someone as cognizant as MJF. He's not known as like the catch-as-catch-can collegiate wrestler, can pull off Iron Man matches, but he's no fucking slouch.
Right.
So I'm curious to see what this looks like, but at the same time, the advertising for this wasn't necessary right now. So I'm at a 6.
I think MJF had one of the best matches of last year when he had with Darby.
Yeah.
Opened the show. Was it last year? Or 2 years? Is that 2 years now?
Something like
that. Did they open the pay-per-view?
Mm-hmm.
And they had that, a solid match. So I think he has it. It's just we never get to see it because he's never in matches. He wrestles. He's wrestled twice this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's winning?
MJF.
I
think it might be too soon to pull the title off of him. The BBB.
Well, okay. One more question before I answer. MJF as world champ right now, 3 months in, November, December, January. Yeah, we're 3 months, about to go into our 4th month. Is it working? Are the ratings higher?
No.
Are the buzz higher? Is the chat online higher? Tickets getting sold higher?
No.
Do you feel like the presentation's gotten better? Has MJF gotten better? Is he making the people around him better? Is this do you want to see another 3 months? Well, 2 months because
All Out.
Because Double or Nothing's in the end of May. So we're in the beginning of March. So April, May, that'll be 2 months.
I think MJF is better. I don't know if the company as a whole is better yet, but I think that MJF has improved. And I think it has to do with the fact that a lot of people just overlooked him as somebody that can be a wrestler, and he was just a mouthpiece, and that's it. Cowardly heel who just talks his way out of situations. And I think this is given a little bit of, okay, maybe he could actually go. Well, he can't go that much. And I think that's what they're trying to address with this match. Holy shit, he's going to pull off an hour long, whatever. If he's able to do this, then that gives a little bit more credence to what I'm saying here. If he goes in there and flops, and it's like, oh shit, okay, yeah, MJF is no, that's not it. That's not it at all. Now, the question is, when you're bringing up, is the ratings better? Is the company as a whole better? I don't think so, but I don't know if anybody besides, I'm going to say it, Punk could have done that. Now
maybe Danielson
with the absence of Punk. Oh man, I think that really just put a dark cloud over AEW that nobody's been able to wash off that stink from that acid rain. You know.
Okay, so I'm gonna put an asterisk on this. I'm picking Bryan Danielson to win.
All right,
and he drops it back to MJF.
On Dynamite?
Yeah, later.
Okay.
Later. I think we've been accustomed to AEW long enough to have the presumption that once you win the world title, you're having it for 8 to 12 months.
Yeah.
That's not the rule though. That's just a presumption of what
based
we're
on
seeing
on
history.
Yeah.
So
short history.
Throw us a curveball. Give it to D-Bry and have MJF lose his fucking marbles trying to get it back.
Yeah, but
so I'd have Danielson winning.
But you know what happens as soon as he loses that belt? He's going to go back to the same MJF where it's like, well, I'm, the bidding war of 2024. I'm leaving here. I'm the fuck out of here. You said I was going to be the champion. Mm-hmm. I'm not the champion anymore. And it's like, they're just going to keep going.
That doesn't mean he can't get it back.
How pissed would people be if MJF lost the title to Dragon, and then Dragon on Wednesday loses the title back to MJF?
Or he loses it to Moxley.
Ugh. Oh God! No, not Mox.
You mean Wrestler of the Year, Moxley?
Oh, God. He got Wrestler of the Year.
Yeah.
For who?
The Observer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we'll get him.
No. I just no MJF.
Is that the theme of the night?
Yeah.
No.
Don't say that's the theme for all of us here.
At least for him.
I just think it's too early.
The gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's too early to take the belt, but I do like the idea. I'm fine with whoever wins. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
if D-Bry wins, cool. But I want heel Daniel Bryan.
Do you want what do you want out of MJF to be happy with MJF as champion?
My ideal for his next feud would have been Ricky Starks.
Continuous.
They had that one match. Was good,
borderline great,
and then what happened? Ricky Starks got the Jericho rub, and now he's feuding with fucking Jericho.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for the transition.
Jericho
and Ricky Starks. Give me a number.
It's Jericho. I'm fucking like a 3. Jericho, and we're gonna get to this part. I don't actually he's not on my list, but Jericho needs to go away.
Really?
To me, Jericho needs to go away.
Okay.
And I've been a massive Jericho fan for a very long time. I'm sure all of us, I think it's his time. I think it's time for him to
take a break or just go or just leave, never come back.
I think time to go. Go commentary. He's not great on commentary, but
there's worse.
AEW
on commentary.
Exactly. But have him. I can't even say take him to the back because he doesn't help. He's not helping anybody.
He's not helping on camera. So why do you want him helping off camera?
Name one good thing that he's done since he dropped the belt at the beginning of the company. Did Orange Cassidy get a rub from him? No. Did Ricky,
to an extent,
a little bit.
To his defense, I don't think Orange Cassidy needed the rub.
Okay.
I'll definitely give him Action Andretti. Even though he's
where is he? He was in the ladder match, but he's been on Dark for the rest of the time. He was on AEW or Rampage a grand total of 5 times.
I was in the audience in Corpus Christi when Jungle Boy lasted 10 minutes in the ring against Chris Jericho, and Jericho thought he couldn't last 2. And then that was
what's Jungle Boy?
Well, he's on the pay-per-view.
Everybody's on the pay-per-view. There's 10,000 matches.
Not everybody. Actually, there's not that many.
Not that many matches.
The last 3 AEW pay-per-views have had at least 12 matches plus buy-ins. This one's not that heavy.
Well, yeah,
which is why they had the
you-
ladder match on Wednesday.
and you got to make room for an Iron Man match, a 1 hour Iron Man
Exactly.
match.
And you got Rampage on Friday,
Yeah.
also in San Francisco. So you need more.
Is that
actual
where the
content.
pay-per-view is, San Fran?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're in. It's in the Cow Palace, right? They're
No,
staying-
the Cow Palace was Dynamite and Rampage. Chase Center
Oh, really?
is
They ain't selling it out though.
it's sold out already.
No, I don't
Yeah.
believe you. Don't believe you.
If it wasn't, I'd be there.
No. Mark.
Chase Center. What is it?
It's a brand new building that the Golden State Warriors owners fronted building.
We've been there twice.
We christened it.
Yeah, we were there.
Oh my!
Yeah, the first show was the San Francisco
yeah.
Symphony and Metallica.
Yeah.
Oh,
Both
okay.
nights, and we were there for the first night.
Okay.
Again, I would go back to last night. I watched AEW with my parents.
Okay.
They watched wrestling in the 80s.
Yep.
Obviously, they're not
Yep.
fucking massive fans, but they watched.
That's Jericho.
That's
Is that what it is?
pretty much.
Your dad would probably
we were watching it, and I was like, and my mom was like, "Is that Jericho?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "He's slower. He cares more about pulling up his pants."
Well, he's usually the same height, and he's losing a little bit of weight.
Is he though?
To be fair, people called him fat, and he actually did something about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I can't cut him too much. I mean,
Yeah. Unlike me.
unlike we.
Yes.
We. He used
yes.
to say we.
Yeah, I just think it's time for him to go. So everything I care about this is I hope this is the last match. I hope Ricky Starks beats Jericho and then he moves on to something fucking bigger and better. MGF.
I'm at a 5. And a lot of the reason why I'm as low as I am is everything that you just said. I think I need Jericho break. I need a Jericho break. There's just been too much Jericho, and I do not appreciate the Jericho Appreciation Society. In fact, I
It's
think
doing nothing for anybody.
I think the JAS has a lot of problems with it, and it should be disbanded.
They should have pulled the trigger on Garcia during the Danielson feud and let him go away.
Yeah.
And
Go on his own.
It's the
There's-
same with the Inner Circle.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of factions that need to be disbanded in AEW, and that's might be the main one that I say needs to be disbanded. We'll get to that a little bit later, but
Number Jericho and
5.
Starks.
I said
You said
5.
five.
Yeah, I have Jericho winning, but goddamn, I hope that Starks wins, and this is a woodshed moment for Starks, where it's like, okay, we need to start taking this kid seriously. Main event picture, and that will lead to stuff with him and maybe MJF or whoever has the title.
There's a half
all
dozen kids right now that could run AEW if the old timers just stepped aside and coached them a bit, as opposed to
They
sinking
won't.
them.
They
like
don't
Jericho.
listen though. My
Maybe Ricky listens. I don't know.
the Hangman promo. As it was finishing, my dad was like, he's like, I wonder who he got that from. And so, like, what old school wrestler did he steal that promo from? And I was sitting there and I was like, trying to think. And then I was like, oh, he doesn't listen to old people. So he fucking just came up with that by himself. It's nice to see.
I'll tell you what. Yeah.
Anyway, what do you got? What's your number? I'm the same. I think Jericho's going to win because it's Jericho, but I think Ricky Starks should win.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a generous 6. All of that is Ricky. Well, I don't know if we talked about it much last week, but that promo where he suckered Jericho into that
That
ring.
was-
Yeah,
fucking
that was
fire.
good.
Okay,
You
yeah.
could have made at least a dozen gifs out of just that one segment of Ricky's
Yeah.
faces to the camera.
Yeah,
That's why when
Good
when he
stuff.
winked,
Yeah.
that was great.
when he fought when Jericho fought fucking Peter Avalon last night, and then me and my parents were talking about Jericho, and then when Ricky Starks' music came out, he started coming out, and I was like, thank God. I was like, this guy is awesome. Like, this guy, like, I'm not saying he's not the next Rock, but like he has that attitude.
The next star.
When the Rock was with the Nation and he was doing those kind of
Standing out.
that's where Ricky. I feel like that's where Ricky is, and not saying he might never get to that. He's probably never gonna get to that because the Rock's fucking.
He's heating up, but he's not boiled over yet.
Yeah.
He's not
And
volcanic.
I was like, yeah, man. He's like, he starts running out, and I'm like, this guy's great. This guy's good on the mic. He's fucking.
And the fucking
He's good to look at. Like he's an attractive man. Like
Yeah.
people see him like that.
Yeah.
And then he got his
the
ass beat.
fucking nuance though, and the fact that the commentary points for them for actually calling it out. he ran out, but every like 3 or 4 steps, he turns around to make sure that there's nobody else behind him to jump him. No one goes into detail like that, at least on that roster.
Yeah.
In a consistent basis for you to be like, okay, he knows what he's doing. That he's actually at least taking some kind of direction. Because some old schooler like Jake or fucking Malenko had to have told him, hey, if you know you're going to be outnumbered, act like you're outnumbered. So him walking around with that kind of urgency and looking around, he's got it. Hopefully Jericho doesn't suck it out of him like he's done the rest of the fucking. Yeah. God. I want Ricky to win. I got Jericho winning. Fuck.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. What else?
He mentioned it earlier. Jungle Jack Perry against Luke Cage. We're still doing Christian Cage. Not Luke Cage.
Yeah, I was
Christian Cage against Jack Perry.
I'd probably rather see Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Get some coffee.
Number
6. I like Jungle Boy. I liked Christian historically in the past. He's not at that like Jericho go away heat for me right now. But that's probably because we don't see him enough. When he
hurt for 6 months.
Yeah, he's been hurt.
I still feel like he has a lot more to offer. He
has
a lot more. He has a lot more return on investment than Jericho. I think Jericho's well's dried up.
He still has potential that's been unrealized, and I think that's still even going back from the one more match days when he actually pulled off being a world heavyweight champ against Randy Orton. Like I never felt like we got the fucking Christian Cage for fucking TNA where he was running the damn show. Like his second stint in WWE was good, not great.
Yeah.
Then when he showed up in AEW, it's been good but not great, and I'm just waiting for the greatness to come out of Christian. And I think if it's not now, it's not ever.
A year and a half ago, he was fighting Omega for the belt.
Yeah.
He beat Omega for the Impact title.
He did.
Week before
on Dynamite.
On
the main event.
We have the homework assignment. It would be a nice follow-up to try to like categorize some of the talent into the divisions. I would literally put Christian Cage in the main event scene, contending for the main title right now, because I feel like he still has that one more match in him, that one more run that in front of an audience to show why he had the reputation he did when he left, that he made an impact. Because the best he's ever been was that original run in Impact. You did this. You did this. That's pretty much that's your solidification. That's Christian Cage at his best, and he hasn't reached it since. And I think now he does have the one last chance, because now that he's coming back from injury, hopefully he's all at 100%. And this feud, the fact that they had to pause it for Christian to get healed up, did Jungle Boy no fucking favor.
It did Christian no fucking favor.
I'm at 4.
It did Luchasaurus no fucking favor.
I'm at 4 for this.
He's
just because
sued,
we should have had this.
He is getting sued for the mask,
This should have happened 3 months ago.
It looks like somebody else's mask.
So it's a mask that he just bought somewhere that's apparently mass produced and is owned by someone. And so the fact that he's using it as his likeness is like, nah.
Is that why he hasn't been on TV?
Part of the reason, I think the other reason, didn't he have some nagging injuries too?
Yeah, I'm at a 4.
I think they've done a flip-flop back and forth there a lot with Luchasaurus turning, then not turning, and then it's on Christian, it's on Luchasaurus. They could have really had something good with this storyline and this feud, but life got in the way.
I mean, it would have been wrapped. Hopefully, it would have been wrapped up if Christian hadn't got hurt. But but again, another issue with AEW is they take their breaks on paper. Like they feud. And then they go away, and then you don't see them for months, and then all of a sudden, hey, these guys.
We had Jungle Hook for a couple of weeks. What happened to that?
Yeah, is that on Rampage? Because nobody's watching Rampage.
Yeah,
was that on Dark? Like, did they break up?
I got Christian winning.
I got Jungle Boy winning. Either way, my hope for this match
is done.
Huh?
Says that it's done after this.
No, well, not that it's done. Is that both of these guys are elevated. Whoever wins, I hope that they both come out more than what they were going into the match.
I think
because there's unrealized potential on both of them.
I think Jungle Boy works well when he's being led in the match. And so with Christian leading, and it being Christian, and Bruce Pritchard always says that Christian was the the better of the Edge and Christian.
Mm.
Like Edge had had everything, but Christian was a workhorse, and like Christian was the better wrestler. So like I think that could be that's what Jungle Boy needs is a solid 10-minute match with Christian.
14. I'm not asking for 30, just 13, 14. I think 10's not long enough.
I mean, that was a very specific number, 14. But okay.
I want a 3.5 minute, 13.5 minute.
Ask Sammy.
The Elite against the House of Black. Trios titles. Start us off. Abel.
4. I don't care.
What?
I don't care.
Explain. What is it that you don't care about?
The story? I don't care.
It's the same
I mean,
shit every goddamn.
It was cool that, you heard Carry On My Wayward Son and then the music just died and all of a sudden the House of Black was behind him. That was cool, but for me, it's too little too late. Besides that, I don't think that this feud actually has a feud. Yeah. I mean, is the match going to be good? It's probably going to be good, but I don't think we're going to see a title change. I don't see the House of Black actually winning this. I'd rather see Kenny Omega do other stuff. I'd rather see the Young Bucks compete just as a tag team. I like the idea of the Trios title, but I don't like the idea of the Elite being the ones running it.
What if I told you that there was a way for you to get what you wanted with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks separate? How?
Have them lose
to the House of Black. I'm at an 8 for this on paper just because of the combinations of what you're going to get in the ring.
Okay.
Aleister Black against Kenny Omega, please.
Yes.
Okay. Buddy Murphy against either of the Young Bucks. I want to see how they handle fucking Brody.
Brody versus the Bucks.
Bro, I want to see how they handle Brody.
I just want to see Brody just beating the shit out of those guys.
Yeah, it's that too.
But I don't want to see a match. I just want to see him literally beat the shit out of those guys. But I wouldn't mind Black and Omega. Yeah. And I'm not a massive Omega fan, but
the styles blend well together.
But yeah, I'm at like a 4. I don't care about this match. I don't care about the titles. I don't care about the Bucks. I don't care about Omega. House of Black, they haven't done anything. They cut those stupid eerie promos. I don't understand. So they left, right?
Better or worse promos than Bray Wyatt?
You want a sandwich filled with turds or you want a hot dog filled with turds? Yeah. I mean,
it all tastes the same. Any way you cut it, it tastes the same.
But it does make a difference.
They don't like the promos.
A Hawaiian roll.
The promos don't make sense. They just say random things that sound eerie and dark. And
ominous. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the story is about. I get it that they're trying to build characters, but they're not building angles.
Yeah.
And I've said that plenty of times here on the show that I like character building, I like angles, but I also like story. And you need to have all of that together, working together. And I think that the House of Black is just trying to establish themselves as Los Spookies, but that's it. Like, I have no idea why they're actually trying to fight the Elite other than titles. I have no idea why the Elite even care about defending the titles against these guys, other than it's a title match and they have to defend their titles.
There's only 3.
It's 3 on 3.
So many three-man teams.
The math works out. We'll fight you. Like that's it. Like it doesn't
they're having a hard enough time having established tag teams in AEW, which I'm sure we'll talk about the battle fucking royale thing.
With cheese.
To have 3 trios. There's not that many. They've already went through Lucha Bros and Pac.
Yeah.
They already went through AR Fox and Top Flight.
Mm-hmm.
They're about to go through House of Black.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is there?
Best Friends.
Who couldn't wrestle last night?
Trent, Chuck, and Orange Cassidy. Yes.
Okay, so then we're gonna get
then
those. So who else is worthy of
Ospreay and Aussie Open?
Yeah.
If you're building up to Forbidden Door with the main event of Ospreay and Omega 2, you can start with that.
Okay, but who's going to win that? Because they're not
the Elite.
Are they going to stick around?
The Elite.
Is Ospreay sticking around?
No.
That's when Ospreay beats Omega at Forbidden Door 2, but that's like light years away.
Yeah,
exactly.
But if you're asking
we're running out of, and so it's just
Butcher Blade and the Bunny.
I mean, you could.
No, Bunny's hurt. Bunny got dropped in her head. But it's this
JAS 2.0 and
Brit, Hater, and Rebel. There you go.
that's a trios I want to fight.
They can go over on me anytime.
Rebel can't fight though. You know why? Because Rebel's hurt too.
Right. Oh yes, of course.
We can sign a waiver.
Is she even with the company anymore? Like she doesn't come out with them anymore, right?
Yeah, she does. She's just there. Yeah. Yeah.
I never see her.
Yeah, she's fine.
She's fine.
She's okay.
I've got House of Black winning.
I think you're wrong, at least winning, but I'd be very pleasantly surprised if House of Black won.
I honestly do not give a shit who wins this match.
Okay.
It does not matter either way. That guy, Aleister Black, is Dutch. He may as well do his promos in Dutch. Because it doesn't matter. To English people, it doesn't matter. Promos don't matter.
Both the bands that play their theme songs are Dutch. So you're on to something. You really are.
How do Scots get along with the Dutch folks?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. Y'all are fun.
Yeah.
So it's not like the Scots and the Irish.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're friends.
Yeah. You're friends?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I like Dutch. I was there. Chris is going there.
Yeah.
I was.
They pay their share all the time.
I went to Amsterdam last year. Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have fun?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Texas Death
Match.
It's not a match. It's 2 weeks in a row they've said Texas Death. Again, I don't give a
It's
shit
that
about
Simpsons
this.
episode where someone's gonna die in the ring for real.
Match.
I don't care about this match at all.
You can assign it a number.
0.
There we go.
Whoa.
Moxley needs to. Moxley's on that. Jericho. He's on the cruise with Jericho. Get him out of here.
Float to an iceberg.
Yeah.
If Moxley hadn't bled when he fought Evil Uno, I would have been like, yeah, I might be at like a 6 or a 7.
He's turning a corner.
But since he did, I'm at a 2. And those 2 are for Hangman, which I already don't like Hangman that much.
I hope Hangman wins.
You're around 2 people most of the time that bleed at least once a month. You should be used to the smell of iron by now. Why is that your deal breaker with Mox?
Because it's Moxley.
Because it's too much, man. He's been bleeding in every single goddamn match that he's in. They caught him on camera actually bleeding. Like it loses.
He even
its
bled on the
meaning.
promo last night.
Yes,
even it was after the match, but
right.
still,
You
don't have a towel. You can't. Hey, you're gonna cut a promo. Clean up yourself.
It's losing its
I
meaning.
drink blood.
I get it that like
What if he earns a sponsorship with Tampax?
I get it that
my own blood.
there was people that wanted to go to AEW and like, oh yeah, we have the freedom, creative control. You know what? Maybe now we could bleed. Cool. That doesn't mean you need to bleed every single fucking match, especially against Evil Uno
Moxley's forehead is gonna look like fucking Dusty's before he passes away,
or
It's gonna be
Abdullah's
fucking-
or something.
it's gonna be
Yeah.
fucking hamburger meat.
You also,
Yeah.
like you can't.
No, I don't want to encourage that.
You can't show when his kid gets older, right? Because him and Renee have a kid. Can't show him that shit. But like, yeah, look, here's Daddy wrestling covered in blood.
Yeah.
There's still old school aspects of pro wrestling.
I mean,
and
it was
don't-
okay for Noelle Foley. She saw
Yeah.
everything.
Well,
But,
yeah.
you know.
I'm not a
She's
fan of
pretty-
people cutting
pretty
themselves on purpose.
Traumatized by that.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
is traumatized
exactly.
by it.
If
Make
it
it-
happens the hard way, that's awesome. Or
But
don't make it too fucking obvious.
It's
Yeah.
the same with table spots now. Every episode,
Somebody goes
Dynamite
through
has
one
a
and done
table
it.
spot.
Get a sponsorship. Sponsored by DeWalt. Best ladders in town. Something. Do something.
Yeah.
Maybe they are sponsored by like the fucking blood bank or something.
I still just
Gold Coast Regional.
Yes.
I still
Free
just
socks
seen,
with every
seen,
donation.
seen every week seeing him a bloody mess. Just like I know that doesn't. I know people in like on TV like
Achoo! Oh shit.
Yeah, it's like-
That's
fuck.
character. That's
he
character
needs to come to the
development.
ring already bleeding.
That's character development that you don't even really need because what does it do? Oh, he's a tough guy. Yeah, we know he's a fucking tough guy, but AEW is not supposed to be CZW. right?
Yeah.
It's not CZW. We don't want to see that kind of shit yet in a mainstream show because it's so fucking niche, and you're trying to push this guy as like your main event guy, and he's just bleeding all the time because he's just a tough guy.
There's
Come
one
on, man.
out that I will give it, and I will actually applaud if they do it.
Okay.
If all of that is building up to the 1-2 punchline of Moxley bleeds 30 seconds into the match, and Moxley loses because he lost so much blood the ref won't let him keep fighting.
Yeah.
If they are able to tie that all the months of him gushing into actually paying off into something that's meaningful.
Yeah, but what's
the guy that knocked
No.
Hangman out for real, and then Hangman knocked
No.
him out in the rematch,
Because-
and then fucking
He was a bloody mess on Dynamite, and he finished his match against Evil Uno.
Yeah.
yeah, but that's Evil Uno. You could finish a match against Evil Uno.
Yeah, but he was bleeding like a fucking stuffed pig. It's not gonna. Why would a pay-per-view against another guy change the referee? And plus, the referees fucking are non-existent in AEW anyway. His head
Judgment
could
Day
be-
when JBL knocked the fuck out of Eddie Guerrero and he bled like a stuck pig. Would he have lasted 30 more minutes, bleeding as much as he did?
No, but you know what? You didn't see Guerrero bleed every goddamn week.
That's true too.
And
That meant something. That was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
this is real.
it means something.
And holy shit, he got fucked up.
It
Yeah.
should mean something.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, right now it doesn't mean anything. It's devaluating it. It's fucking inflation of bleeding right now.
Also, where
it's
does
like buying fucking eggs.
where do we go? Where do we go from here?
So Hangman's already teasing that he wants to reunite with the Young Bucks.
Why?
He
Why?
misses them, I guess.
So, okay. Hangman needs to win this. I hope Hangman wins it. My
Yeah.
prediction is that Hangman's going to win it.
Yep.
And be
Same.
done with Moxley
Same.
Yep.
and let Hangman do something else where he's not codependent on
Anyone.
on the Bucks or the fucking Dark Order or anybody. Beat Cowboy shit, but do it a
Mhm.
better way than when you were champion.
Mm-hmm.
Get it another shot at Cowboy shit, but reinvent it.
That promo was decent last night.
Yeah.
It was decent. It wasn't.
And-
It's probably one of the better ones he's done.
And what happens with Mox? You know what? It'd be a nice idea.
Give him a break.
No. It'd be a nice idea if he lost the match because of blood loss. And then that's what whips him into shape. He's like, you know what? This bleeding life ain't for me, brother. And he puts away the razor blade.
He becomes a
Comes out with a smoke gas, tear gas.
No, he
No.
comes out and he starts doing the right to censor, and he's no more violence, and he
Yeah.
he does want to fight.
No more bleeding. He's a pacifist. He comes out in monk robes.
Ref, his nails are too long.
Yeah, I don't care about this match. What's next?
His nails are too long.
Samoa Joe against War Daddy for the TNT title.
Just the TNT title,
Just.
Not the ROH. Stuff.
not the ROH.
No. Just.
All right.
Can I have no water?
Sure.
Me too.
I was just thinking I need another one too. Go for it.
Great minds think alike.
5?
You're at a 5?
I'm at 5. I wish I was higher for this, but I'm not because I don't think that this feud has been a feud.
Again, Wardlow's been hurt.
Yeah, Wardlow's been
And
hurt.
it was on pause.
And
It
it's
was on pause.
Not as long, but still.
I also don't like the fact that there's 2 titles that could be defended in this match, but it's only one, and like you could have just went with somebody else instead of having both of the belts, because now you're gonna have this weird thing like ROH title is getting defended. Why? Because ROH title doesn't matter as much as the TNT title.
No, because
Okay.
it's the AEW pay-per-view, not a Ring of Honor.
I
pay-per-view.
get it,
Yeah,
but
don't
still,
bring it out. Now that now that Ring of Honor's it's got its own TV show, he doesn't need to bring the belt out anymore.
either way, it's awkward at the least.
Yeah.
At the very least, it's awkward.
There's something that's more awkward.
What's that?
I think this rivalry
Why would we?
would have benefited if Joe had never lost the belt to Darby for 6 weeks.
Okay.
That wasn't even 6
That
weeks.
would have made him a lot more.
True.
That would have made Joe a lot more menacing. Oh, the king of television plowed
Yeah.
through half the fucking
Yeah.
roster while you were gone, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you
Yeah,
want
yeah.
some of this? I know all your weaknesses. We were teams. I'm your daddy.
Mhm,
Suck
mhm.
these titties. That's Joe. That's where he could have been. Thank you, Chippendale. That's where we could have been if he had never lost the belt. So that the whole thing got derailed for like 6 weeks.
Yep.
And now we're right back at it. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. I love Joe, and I've been a fan of Wardlow for the last year and a half. I'm at a fucking 5 for this too.
It's almost like Wardlow might have been out for longer, and so they were like, "Well, we'll take the belt off Joe and give it to Darby." But then, as soon as they did that, Wardlow was like, "Oh, I'm
better.
fine. I'm fine." They're like, "Well, shit. How can we get it back? We'll have this stupid match where they rip the ring off, and it killed it. It killed Joe's momentum of being the king of TV.
Yeah.
Again, my parents. He walked out. Oh, Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Because they watched TNA back in the day and shit like that when I would have it on. So they know some of these wrestlers and they're like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, he's there.
Mm-hmm.
He could be so much more. He could be feuding with MJF. He could be a monster. Same with Miro. Him and Miro could have I would fucking.
That would have been a test.
Give me that.
Big man slapping man meat.
Just how I like Brock. I wanted Brock and Bobby.
Yeah.
Because of just two big dudes just slapping meat. Same with Joe and Wardlow. Same with which we'll get into with the Powerhouse.
Yeah.
But I'm at 5.
No, I'm at 5.
I got Wardlow winning. I think Wardlow versus.
I got Wardlow winning.
They're
not changing up the titles.
They were in Powerhouse Hobbs' hometown, right? He's from San Francisco. He's from California.
Yeah, no Cal.
So he got a cheer.
And
the last time I remember seeing him, he beat the shit out of Ricky Starks, right?
He's been off television for about 2.5 months, and they had been airing these promo videos about his life.
Yeah,
they had mentioned that he saw his big brother get shot to death, and they're now 3.5 years in the company. Now you want to acknowledge that?
Is he a heel or a face?
From what I've seen, he's a face, not a baby face, but he's a face he's a guy that's been through some shit that's worth cheering for.
Okay.
Especially if you're going to put him. I've got Samoa Joe winning. If you want to fast forward a little bit, Hobbs versus Joe. I'm assuming Joe wins. Yeah. Hobbs versus Joe on Dynamite this Wednesday for
the
TNT title. Yeah. I've got Wardlow costing Joe the match so that Wardlow gets a shot at the Ring of Honor title so that Joe and Wardlow keep going, and Hobbs, he has his belt. He's doing his own thing.
I hate to tell you because they already taped a month of Ring of Honor and they ain't fighting in Ring of Honor.
What?
Joe's feuding with some other people.
Huh?
Again, another issue where it's like there's too much going on with I don't know. That's why I'm so confused because it's like I like Powerhouse because I think that guy he looked good. They never used him. He looked good. He finally gets something as a monster heel.
He's got some charisma when you put the mic in front of him.
Yeah.
That fucking smirk that he does, he looks like a badass. They cut all those promos. They interview him and he's like talking about his brother getting shot and stuff. And you're like, all right,
let's go.
And then you don't see him. And then all of a sudden, this is the first time you've seen him, and he's in his hometown in a ladder match, and he wins, and the crowd goes nuts. But
yeah. And then what?
I thought he was a heel.
Huh? I've got Joe winning. Who you got winning?
Joe. No.
Beating Wardlow?
No. Wardlow winning because we're not having title changes.
No.
So Sunday, Joe versus Wardlow. Who's winning? Joe or Wardlow? TNT title.
Joe's got the belt.
Joe has the TNT title. Wardlow has the ROH title.
Wardlow has nothing.
No.
He has nothing.
Joe has both.
King of Television.
Oh, yeah, Wardlow.
Okay.
See, it's so
I want Joe to win because I want to keep Joe elevated, and because I think Joe could be. But
you can't have the Powerhouse Hobbs shot my brother. I'm gonna be a good guy against Wardlow, a face.
Sure you can.
That's getting revenge on every. Oh. God damn that argument. Okay.
I'm not wrong.
No, you're not. That's why I had to swallow that for a second. Jamie Hayter, Ruby Soho, Saraya. Triple threat for the women's title. Scott's face just told the entire number.
I wish it was just versus there's a fly in there. So Ruby and Hayter.
Really?
I don't care about them being.
Saraya's the one that's keeping you okay.
Yeah, because I don't care about them being the outsiders.
And Ruby's the third woman. She's the third woman.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that.
That's what's gonna happen. You think
It wouldn't surprise me.
See, okay. I thought Ruby was the third wheel in all this. Like, why is Ruby like? I don't know. I don't think it needed Ruby. Like, Soraya's back. She is a big name. Cool. Have her go against Hayter and let Hayter beat her up and win. But Ruby getting stuck in it, I'm like,
here's another problem
with Ruby in it.
Here's the other problem with AEW.
Yeah.
I was invested in AEW from day one because they were going to have a different approach. They were going to have a ranking system.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Ruby's
gone, right?
number one contender.
Yeah.
The ranking system
Yet
doesn't
Saraya
exist.
somehow just weaseled her way into this. We did in our homework. I went on the website. There's still rankings. There's still records.
Oh, they're still there.
It matters.
They're there,
it's there, but they don't utilize it.
It's the same.
And they
with
manipulate
Daniel
it the way they
Bryan.
want.
Yeah.
When Daniel Bryan challenged MJF, he had to fight multiple people to become number one contender
Yeah.
because he wasn't ranked number one.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened to number one, number two, whatever he was?
Yeah,
He didn't beat them. He just
MJF never fought any of those guys.
Yeah.
yeah.
So the ranking system's never worked.
I don't think it was ranking as in you got to beat the person that's number one to be number one. I think it's ranking of how does the math work out on your win total and win percentage.
Yeah.
Which okay, whatever. That's how like sports teams work and stuff. You can be number one, but not beat the person that was number one or whatever, just based on your win.
You mean
totals.
LeBron can't be MVP every year?
No, I guess.
Oh shit.
But like okay, fine, whatever. But if you ignore the ranking system, which apparently AEW is doing, if you ignore the ranking system, I still don't see why this needed to be a triple threat. And you clocked it where it was like, oh, okay, maybe it's going to be the third woman, the third man kind of thing. You know, I didn't see that. I just saw it was like, why is there a third wheel here? I don't need a third wheel. I just wanted to see Saraya.
WWE chicks.
They're trying to squeeze in her into the feud.
Yeah, I didn't think she needed to be squeezed in. I thought there was enough there.
I didn't even think about the outsider, like the third man. I didn't even see that. I didn't even think about that until just now too. But even then, Saraya came in as a face, right? She was, I'm here. I'm finally able to wrestle. She had one match versus Baker, who was a heel.
Yeah.
And then she became a heel with Toni Storm. And so now she's a heel. And so now by default, Hayter and Britt Baker are faces.
Problem number 816 with AEW right now. Saraya came in as a babyface, not against a heel Britt Baker, but an anti-hero Britt Baker, because we've been cheering Britt Baker for at least a fucking year now.
That's why.
So that was Tony Khan Booker of the Year's fucking mistake. They should have put her with someone else. They should have put her against Jade.
Oh,
Saraya versus Jade. And Saraya coming over from all of her neck injuries and never wrestling again to suddenly becoming TNT champion and being the one TBS to be the one in 58-1 or whatever record she has now. That would have given Jade a rub. Where's Jade been?
She's on Rampage.
Rampage don't count. Where's Jade been?
She's on Rampage.
Nah, don't count.
I'm not watching it. She's a champion.
Apparently, a quarter of the audience that watches Dynamite is watching Rampage. So that's superstars.
Well, it counts
live
if
wire.
you're that quarter.
It's Velocity. Yes, it's Shotgun Saturday Night. I don't mean shit. Nah. Saraya's right now. Spoiler alert. She's been the biggest waste of money Tony Khan has ever paid.
Damn, that's saying a lot.
This is a woman that was out of wrestling for over 4 years.
Yeah.
She should be women's champion right now, either in WWE or AEW or fucking New Japan. She should be the queen right now because of her story.
What happened?
How hard is it to write a comeback story for a woman that almost got paralyzed and didn't wrestle for 4 years because she had a fucked up neck? How hard is that to fumble?
It's very easy just to do the
Tony,
edge,
here, fumble this. Your dad owns a football team. You really should know how to carry this.
Do the edge thing. Have her show her working out and doing weeks of her working out and learning the ropes again and have a comeback and But now she's a heel, and now she doesn't even. She barely wrestles on TV now either.
Yeah,
she got booed on her debut on AEW. Think about that. Saraya's comeback story, and she was getting booed.
Well, you know why though?
Because they put her against the wrong woman.
They put her against a heel Baker. But
partially, it's that, but the other partial is there's that that leftover of the last time that we've seen her, which is "Hi, Paige," yeah, and people just can't get over that fucking meme. They can't get over her and Alberto Del Rio and their fucking sordid fucking tales and all that. That's what's going on. That's why people boo for
it's
her.
also AEW's issue with, like, when it comes to their fans is they want their own wrestlers, right? And they're okay with having XWE guys as long as those XWE guys and girls are their people. So Cesaro, they're not going to boo Cesaro when he shows up because he is an old school wrestler from Ring of Honor.
Yes, from Ring of Honor.
They're not going to boo Daniel Bryan because he's fucking Bryan Danielson, right? Saraya she's never been an indie girl, right? I mean, she was, right? We saw her.
She was when she was fucking a teenager.
Yeah. So she was on NXT, then she went to main roster, whatever it is, right? So she's a WWE chick.
Her and Cody have the biggest flaw in common. They showed up in AEW with WWE characters. Okay. Saraya now is a WWE superstar in AEW. She is not. She is Paige for all intents and purposes in AEW. She is not Saraya. She is nothing that separates her from the character she used to be.
She's Paige turned down a couple of notches.
Okay.
Because to be fair, because you shined it earlier, the AEW fans will give anyone the opportunity to be themselves or to be something different than what they remember them by. And if they don't do it, then you get the reaction Saraya's gotten. For all his faults, Jericho's had a dozen different gimmicks in AEW. And that's why people still sing his fucking song every time he walks out of the ring.
No, they sing his fucking song because the song is catchy.
That too. Saraya, what has Saraya done to change her? She even is still all gothic and black and pale zombie white. There's nothing about her that's different.
Blonde hair, like bleach blonde hair.
There's no.
Who you got winning?
Unfortunately, I think Saraya is actually going to win it. Come out with that title, Tony Khan's shiny new toy in the women's division,
and that's a that is Hater's been.
And here's the thing,
Hater's great.
Yeah, she's been fantastic since she showed up.
Saraya winning the belt and actually making the female version of the NWO would have meant so much more if she was beloved right now.
And would have meant so much more.
No one saw it coming.
Same with Ruby. She's very in that limbo. Like, she's here. She has a cool song. Yeah. She looks cool, but she hasn't done it enough to justify AEW fans because there's a good amount of AEW fans that don't know WWE and don't watch WWE. So like having that,
I wouldn't say
what was the match?
Decent amount.
What was the match that you saw in Vegas? Was Ruby versus Statlander? The semifinals and Ruby won, and they booed the fuck out of Ruby. He's right about that. Yeah. He's right about that
because they wanted Britt to win it, right?
Statlander.
Where's that? Where's Statlander?
She's
hurt again.
God damn it!
You remember that time where she popped out of the little alien video game in one of those hardcore matches that best friends were having? She hurt herself there. And
really? I gotta look that shit up.
She's injured, but I think she's got a knee, like an ACL or some shit.
I really hope they don't take the belt off Hater.
I think right now it's too soon. But here's the other weird thing. I was ready for Britt Baker to turn on Jamie Hayter because Jamie's getting the attention and
until Saraya showed up.
And I think now, by default, they're both becoming not so much baby faces, but wavers of the AEW flag that fans are going to get behind.
Oh, that's already happened.
Yeah,
that's already happening.
Instead of pulling the trigger on the money right now would be Britt Baker turning on fucking Jamie Hayter and starting the feud for the belt.
But you can't now.
But you can't right now because you're shoehorning this WWE outsider stuff, and it's not going to be the same payoff.
I really hope they don't take it off Hayter.
So speaking of the rankings, the Guns, the Acclaimed, Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, and Cassidy Housen. 4-way for the tag titles. How do we get there?
How did we get there? Through a bunch of different matches.
Okay.
Just two, really.
Okay.
Two fucking long ass fucking tag team fucking.
Yeah. That's how we got there. Yeah. I don't know if I care how much about how we got there, other than the fact that we're there.
Okay.
I'm going to enjoy myself that we're there. I'm going to go with an 8.
Whoa.
Yeah. And the reason why I'm not even higher is because of Jeff Jarrett.
Wait, hold on.
Hold on.
You're more upset that Jeff Jarrett's in this match
Yes.
and not Danhausen and Orange Cassidy.
Yes.
Here we go.
I don't mind
Holy
Danhausen.
Holy
I don't mind
shit.
Danhausen and Orange Cassidy being in here. I like both of them. And
Holy
them as a team,
shit.
they're going to be hilarious.
No.
Yes. They're fucking
I'm not-
hilarious.
We're not watching Doomsday.
I know we're not watching Doomsday. I get it.
This
But
is
they
a-
still work.
Do they?
Yes.
I thought you were about to put a 10 up. I thought he was going to say he was at a 10.
I wasn't sure what he was doing. But yeah, no, I'm good with that. I like both of those guys a lot. Putting them as a team together, they've been trying to tease them being a team, part of the best friends, all that. Cool. Throw them in there. Fuck yeah.
Shit, you know what?
I'm down.
Come on, Jim. Put him in his place.
I got them winning the belts because it's fucking AEW and they're fucking
I'd be 100% okay with that.
no.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, yeah, dude.
No.
Now I don't think that's gonna happen because Orange Cassidy has the All Atlantic title, so no, he's not
Because everybody
You can't
loves
have
the
multiple
Acclaim.
belts.
I mean, you could, but I don't think.
Joe's got multiple belts.
I know he does. That's too many people already. So
But he's big enough to hold both.
I don't think they're gonna do that. So I think the Guns are gonna
He has
retain.
enough room in his backpack for another belt.
He does,
That's what Hauser said.
but Hauser doesn't have a
Hauser.
Hauser.
He said Hauser.
Hauser doesn't have a backpack though.
Danny Hauser.
He can't even fucking hold a belt. He's so goddamn small.
MD.
I don't.
You don't like Danhausen?
No.
He's lovable.
No.
He's adorable.
I would love him if he was in Doomsday
He's hilarious.
or at an indie show.
this. Okay.
He does nothing for me on TV. Neither
Okay.
does Orange Cassidy.
Really?
I don't think no. No.
What a shame.
No.
4 years ago, AEW was built on a system of rankings and sport, not entertainment. And now we have guys that show up whenever the lights go out. We got guys that think they're sloths. We got a guy that can make curses on people. We got a guy that teleports.
Whatever. I don't care.
I can see where you're coming from. But beneath all that, it's happened before in AEW with other talent.
Mm-hmm.
It will happen again. You will be killing momentum if the Acclaim don't get these belts back.
Really?
Yeah,
I
Dynamite was.
I think the Guns are keeping it.
the Dynamite
think they
was
already
not
fucked
the
it up.
time because the Guns had more room to be even more hated. If they would have beaten Acclaim for the belts at the pay-per-view in front of a larger audience live, they would have killed them.
But they
would have
are
really
going to
killed
beat them at the
Guns.
pay-per-view.
But in
This
a good,
pay-per-view,
in a good way.
they're going to win.
Why?
The AEW audience was not ready to see the Acclaim lose the tag belts on Dynamite. They were ready for Acclaim to possibly get cheated out by the Guns.
The
at a
AEW
pay-per-view.
audience would have never been ready to see the Acclaimed lose the title.
Oh,
That's why it's okay for them to lose it. I think that they don't necessarily need this belt right now, and I think the Guns do need it to keep their heat going.
All right, let's start from the bottom up.
Okay.
You will lose half of the AEW audience forever if Jeff Jarrett holds a title there.
That's fair. That's fair.
They're just there to direct traffic because
Yeah.
there's some green as fuck people in that match that need some direction.
Ooh.
Guns.
Orange Cassidy.
Orange isn't. He's not green. He's orange.
I'll give you this. Danhausen.
How's that green?
Orange Cassidy.
Shit, even the Acclaim are
But the Acclaim are
still
Acclaim needs some seasoning. They're not
Mhm.
green as fuck, but they still need some seasoning. So that's why Jarrett and Jay Lethal are in there. I understand it. I sure as fuck don't want to see them win it.
But why
Cassidy and
why is it a 4
Danhausen.
tag team match? Why? Why are we not getting just a rematch? Why do we need to have 2 more teams?
The
Why?
spectacle? I don't know.
But they're not going to win it, right? There's no story.
The only explanation I can give you that could make some kind of semblance is that you're giving up I'm assuming this pay-per-view is going to be 4 hours long because most AEW pay-per-views are. You're giving up a quarter of your pay-per-view to 2 people.
True.
Yeah.
So you have to find a way to fit as much other talent
Do you
on
know?
your card. But
I see what he means by that.
But
yeah.
I know, but
in saying
Yeah.
that, you could have found at least 6 other people. Where's Darby?
Darby's not on the card.
No.
Oh
he
shit!
got hurt.
Did he?
No, I don't know.
I believe
last
he
time,
got
last
hurt.
time we saw him, he got hurt. He got in the match with Joe. Like, you know, he got put on.
Yeah.
He didn't actually land on the wooden part of the ring, but Joe took the most of the brunt.
Yeah.
But
Where are the Lucha Bros?
they were in that match.
They're not.
They were in the battle room.
No, this
Oh.
Sunday. Where are the Lucha Bros?
Yeah,
I don't
they
know.
lost a fucking.
Well, he's trying to say he's not on the card.
Fucking
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that there's better people on the card than
shit. I would have much rather had Butcher and the Blade,
I agree.
because those guys, they look
Like they could hurt you.
If you looked at them, if you had them side by side, they look like an old school WWF tag team, like the Demolition. You could see the Butcher and the Blade being like, because they
Yeah.
look fucking
They look
wild.
like they look like
They're
Oli and
jacked.
Arn.
Yeah, they're.
Yeah. Well, anorexic Oli.
And then you
But
have
yeah.
them in the match, and you have them fucking bumping everybody around and doing. It would have made it a lot better.
Yeah.
It made a lot more sense, but
If you want to get visibility out there, Aussie Open would do a lot better in that tag match
they were just
than
throwing
either
it
of the
there.
other 4.
Okay.
You know, and you want to keep planting seeds for that United Empire versus Elite, building up to Osprey Omega. You could start with that instead of a throwaway elimination on fucking.
I would even.
So if you had them instead of Aussie Open, you had Aussie Open instead of Jared and Jay, I'd be at a 10.
Yeah, I agree.
Here's what I would have done: Cesaro and Yuta, and I hate, but the fucking 2 dudes from Dark Order. Just because,
Silver and Reynolds.
just because that way there's 4 teams. There's actually, because the whole match on Wednesday last night was Cesaro and Yuta versus the Dark Order. That whole show, the whole match was going between those. So at least there's some form of story, even though I don't give a shit about.
And there were 2
The
chances
Dark
to
Order.
get into the match. So Combat Club could have won the first match, eliminating Dark Order. Dark Order on the come up gets the second match.
Yeah.
So they get in and it's
So there's
cohesiveness.
And then you have there's multiple stories. This one's just like
They're
Tony
just there.
Khan. Tony Khan wanted to see 4 teams wrestle.
Yeah.
And
And he
was
wants Satnam
and
Singh ringside, which I've got a claim winning. I'm at a 6.
I think the Guns are winning. I'm at an 8.
I'm at I would have been at a 5 or 6, but once the winners of last night got into it, I'm at a 3.
Who you got winning?
Let's watch the world burn. Pick Jarrett and Lethal.
God.
Yeah.
No. No.
No.
No.
Your turn.
No.
I want Acclaim because everybody loves the Acclaim,
Right.
but I think they're just gonna keep it on the gun.
Scissor me, daddy.
Oh
A
yeah!
3-way scissoring doesn't really work.
I mean, it
You
just
can make
did.
it work.
It just did.
I'll scissor you scissor him, and then we.
We got a daisy chain going to scissor in.
Yeah!
All right.
No one's gonna get that one.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be a very fun question.
Yes.
Overall,
Is that it?
give me a number.
That's it.
There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches on a
Only.
pay-per-view that normally has 12 before the pre-show. Without pre-show.
But there's
All
no
right.
buy-in, right? There's no.
As of now, they haven't
As
announced
of now,
anything.
yeah.
I'm sure something will come up tomorrow.
I will go with a 7. I want to see it. There's a lot of things that are rated low. A few things that you guys disagreed with me on that I'm rating a little bit higher. I still have enough positive equity in my heart for AEW
That's
to
fair.
where, you know what, some of these things I'm rating a little bit lower could surprise me.
I'm at
6.
4.5.
4.5.
And that's
6.
That's low. Because
There's-
we watched every, like I said, we watched every
Mhm.
AEW pay-per-view together.
And I think it's not to that extent, but it's like Monday Night Raw syndrome for me, where habit. I have to watch this,
Yeah.
even if it's a 6. I'm giving it a 6. There's still a couple of matches that are worth at least me making the time to watch live as it happens, as opposed to getting the email from Shot Pro Wrestling Tees saying, "Guess who kept the title? Go buy his merch." I don't get fucking spoiled by that shit. So, yeah,
Okay.
6. But apparently, not everybody's gonna be there.
Right.
I gave y'all a challenge last week.
Oh, we
Yes.
didn't even talk about it. The main story out of Dynamite last night is somebody quit. Did y'all see this?
Some video. Eddie Kingston.
Eddie Kingston quit AEW.
How did I miss that? I watched it.
It
all the
wasn't on.
time.
It was on afterwards. They
That's-
interviewed because him and
Oh.
Ortiz, because now they're feuding. Even though the last time you saw them, they were together in a tag team. They were in the ladder match. They fought off.
That's hogwash. That's filmed for Ring of Honor because Eddie Kingston.
I got him going to Ring of Honor. I think him because he's
I think he's gonna start
going to
feuding
feud with Cesaro
Claudio
in Ring of Honor.
for the title.
So him leave, but yeah, he quit.
All right. So
I quit, Tony Khan.
What was the assignment I gave y'all last week?
Bidding war.
the
of
assignment that you gave
2024.
us.
Eddie Kingston is going to AEW.
The assignment that you gave us is find 20 members of the AEW roster to give the chop to fire.
A choppy.
Yes, the choppy. Going through the AEW roster, I came out with more than 20, as did Scott. So
As did I also.
we came up with a better system where we're going to compare our notes. Anybody that we agree on, they're actually going
write
to
it
get
down.
As a collective
Yeah.
firing from Houston
Is it-
Wrestling Radio.
Yes. So that's how we're going to whittle down our list. So we're going to go over our lists, see who's on there, compare and contrast, and then the ones that we agree, they're the ones that are getting the Hassan chop. That being said, I want to lay down a couple of other rules. If this is okay, I want to ask you. You kind of touched on this here just a second ago. Are we firing from AEW and Ring of Honor, or are they?
They gone. They're not taking from Tony's pocket anymore.
So no AEW, no Ring of Honor, no
Ni
nothing.
Mierda. Nada.
Okay, so no Khan money at all.
None.
Tony Khan, maybe Nick Khan, not
Yeah,
Tony Khan.
None.
Okay,
Dunzo.
all right, that's what I wanted to clarify. So how do you want to do this? Don't look
You got
at my
your
list.
list.
I got my list.
All right, so I'm gonna start mouthing off my list, and you can put check marks beside whatever you have.
Man.
And if you're
I gotta
missing
pay
the
attention.
name, you're gonna write it.
Okay.
So I was trying to go in alphabetical order. I had to go through this list twice, and I realized I didn't have enough people. So
If you have him, if you have his on your list, you have to say it. So we all, you know what I mean?
Okay.
all right, so
All right.
I'm gonna start with the obvious.
Okay.
After Wednesday, what the fuck is Big Bill doing on that program? 7 foot tall. 7 foot tall. You can't teach that. And is
I
getting
forgot
beat
about
by
him.
people half his weight, half
forgot
his
about
height,
him. Hold on.
half his size,
Wow,
half his
Big
talent.
Bill.
Big Bill. What is he doing on
I
that
wrote
roster?
I wrote
You know
Big
what?
Bill.
I didn't have Big Bill on my list, but the reason why is because he's not actually on the fucking roster page.
He is not on the roster page because I didn't
So,
have him on my list either.
That makes me think: is he on just a handshake
I don't
deal?
give a fuck. If he's on that show, I don't want to see him anymore. Fire him.
Okay.
Cut reverse handshake, whatever that was, to get Big Bill on that group. No.
Do you agree?
Yes, they waste that.
Big
He when he was in Impact and he
WMRC?
he looks fucking
He's in great shape, man. He
But
fixed
but-
himself up real good.
Without Enzo? Yeah.
But just on paper, like you said, he's 7 foot tall. He looks fantastic. He's a little rough to watch sometimes. Like he looks a little, he looks like he's 7 foot tall.
He was great with Enzo because he had a little bit of a personality. Enzo was all the personality, but he had a little bit. Here he's just some rando big
Dude
guy.
in jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have him on my list, but you convinced me. Big Bill goes on the list.
Big
Number
Bill,
2.
one.
All right.
I could see on the business aspect what they're trying to do, but it's just not a complimentary match with the type of people that AEW have on their roster. Satnam Singh's out the door too.
Oh, I thought we were going alphabetical order. Okay, yeah. I also have Satnam Singh.
Satnam Singh.
I don't.
But the
I don't.
Indian population
don't.
love him.
That's what Sanjay's for.
That's part of the reason why I don't. I still don't know what we have in the Satnam Singh.
No, I have him on there.
I'm waiting to see. So
You're more generous than we are.
When?
I can fire a hell of a lot more people besides Satnam Singh.
Okay.
I'm willing
When?
to give him a chance.
Thank you.
When?
A year.
We'll come back to this in a year
A year.
and see what the roster looks like.
Pencil it in.
So yeah, he's not on the list. I
Okay.
disagree.
All right, I'll keep going. There's one that I didn't even forgot to write down.
Oh shit.
Brian Cage. Thank you. Bye.
Hell no.
I got Brian Cage.
No, and this goes back to what I said before. You're gonna need some people to fill out the ROH roster once you actually get ROH up off of the ground. And he's somebody you could build ROH around. Brian Cage is sticking around.
But here's my defense to that.
Yeah.
I don't think after the tapings that I've seen of some of the reviews I've seen, if Ring of Honor is a separate brand, then that means that they can only be on Ring of Honor. So what the fuck is Takeshita doing there? What the fuck is Eddie King? Oh, Eddie Kingston quit AEW. So they're actually making an effort to keep people separated. So why is Konosuke Takeshita going back and forth?
Are they doing that though?
Yeah, well, I'm assuming they are.
You can't.
Brian Cage,
you can't
man,
take
no.
Takeshita out of AEW. That guy is fucking red hot.
But he's young and he's got a lot more years.
Sure, but
I like Takeshita. No, we're keeping him.
no, we're not.
No, I'm not
he's not
firing
on the
him.
list.
I'm not firing
We're just
him.
saying in
But
general.
I'm saying,
It's like they're
are you-
keeping.
Is Ring of
They're
Honor a
splitting,
separate
yeah.
brand, or is Ring of Honor like a fifth hour of AEW programming?
Well, this is what I was trying to ask before you started doing your list. If we're firing people, we're firing them for both.
That's yeah. I don't mind firing all these people from both.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
So
getting
all right.
So who is this?
Jake Hager. Bye. Jake Hager. Thank you. Take your purple hat with you.
I don't have him on my list, but I agree with you. He doesn't do anything.
Yes.
Again, you want to get rid of the Jazz. You want to get rid of Jazz.
What is his value to the AEW program?
I like this hat.
You've convinced me on Jake Hager. I put him on there.
It really didn't take much.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
Brandon Cutler.
Hell no. Cutler stays. Cutler stays.
He's just the cameraman. He's just a glorified cameraman.
Yeah.
He doesn't wrestle. I mean, he might wrestle on Dark. Remember when he came out with like that? He was the dragon or whatever.
Hold on. If you're gonna fire anybody from the elite that is superfluous, it's not him. It's Michael Nakazawa.
He's on my list too.
I didn't even put him on my list because yes.
Nakazawa. Okay, I deny your Cutler, but we're gonna go with Michael Nakazawa.
Kip Sabian.
Hell no.
I also have Kip Sabian.
No.
He needs to.
Okay, if you're keeping he's sticking him in Ring of Honor. All these.
No. I'm not sticking him in Ring of Honor.
I would put him in Ring of Honor if I had to. I'd put him in Ring of Honor.
I'd have him in either. I think you really got something there with them that you're wasting. I would keep him and just do something with him. He's got some sort of charisma. There's something there that they just haven't used.
You could have a random fan show up every week and wear a box on his head. So what?
No, I get that,
anymore.
but there's more there. There's more to it that I know that they could do if they just used them right. And this isn't an indictment on whether or not they've been used right. This is who would I keep on my roster.
Penelope.
This is why we keep Penelope. We get rid of Kasabian.
No, we keep them both.
Put him back with Penelope.
They're both super bad.
On there.
Luther.
I like it.
Oh,
yes, Luther's gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, bye, Matt Seidel.
I didn't even know he was in the roster.
And I like Matt Seidel. But
What do you say? Matt Seidel gone or no?
I didn't even know he was still in the roster.
So is that a yes or a no?
Yes. Get out of here.
Yes.
His debut doomed him. You show up on the biggest pay-per-view of the year.
You got one move.
You have one moment to capture people's attention and opportunity. You're gonna hit your finishing move, a move that I bragged to friends was the most beautiful thing in wrestling. And the first time they see him, he slips and busts his fucking ass. You'd never come back from that. Okay. Thank you, bye. Matt Seidel's gone.
All right. So we agreed on Matt Seidel.
What do we have? How many do we have?
We have 5 currently.
Okay.
Ortiz.
Well, since we're at 5, we're a quarter way through. Big Bill, Jake Hager, Michael Nakazawa, Luther, and Matt Seidel. Now you said Ortiz.
No,
I'm keeping him.
I like Ortiz, man.
Yeah, and Santana.
Yeah, but they're not friends anymore in real life.
That's
I don't
why.
care.
But I think there's something. I think there's more with Santana than there is Ortiz. But Ortiz you need people like him in the roster. I'm keeping him.
No, you can hire contracted talent to job out to make your already talent better.
Nobody knows
You
who
don't
they
need
are,
Ortiz. Peter Avalon, thank you.
Yeah. Who did I say you looked like last night?
No,
Peter Avalon.
I can't let Peter Avalon go. He's
Chris,
a
who did I
good.
say?
He's too good of a jobber because you don't want to have nothing
Oh.
but mid card and upper card. You got to have some jobbers. And I think Peter Avalon's the perfect jobber.
I said Peter Avalon looked like Wheeler Yuta last night.
Good Lord.
Okay, here's a good one. Paul White.
No.
What is he do? What is he
You
doing?
mean Captain Insano?
Are you watching Dark or Light or whatever the show is on Monday to hear him speak?
You talking about Captain Insano?
Yeah.
I think he's a valuable asset to the backstage, though.
He's coming back.
Okay. To a locker room that has made it very clear publicly that they don't listen to talent that have seniority.
Allegedly, and that's not the whole locker room. That's just fucking the elite and cowboy shit. That
You
hasn't
can
been
put
everybody.
Mark Henry on that list too. Then if you're getting rid of him,
And it's time for the main event. No, I'm not getting rid of either one of those.
Serpentico.
Yes,
yeah, he's not even on. My
But
list.
you need jobber talent. To blah, 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 blah.
You
I'd
do,
rather-
but you
I'd
don't
rather
need
have
him.
Ortiz than
I'd rather have fucking Fuego del Sol than Serpentico.
I agree there. I
Thank you.
100% agree there.
I have Fuego on my list.
Fuego's not
I
on my
am
list.
buying this man a dump truck full of roses. Stop killing yourself, Sting. Thank you.
I don't even
Sting,
have. I don't even
gone.
have him.
Oh,
Sting.
you don't fire Sting.
No. What
You don't fire
I
Sting.
don't want is fucking another wrestler dying in the fucking ring
So
on live
move
television.
him to just exclusively managerial or some other like backstage thing.
Authority figure for Ring of Honor?
No, something.
No.
Sure. I'm not putting it on the list. Fuck you.
Here's a 1-2 combo. Matt and Jeff Hardy.
I have.
Thank
both.
you.
I have Jeff. I don't have Matt.
I have Matt and Jeff.
Okay, so
But if we all agree on Jeff,
we
for
all
Jeff,
agree on Jeff.
he's had a good run.
Again,
I want him to be happy with his kids. No more drugs, no more wrestling.
I don't need to see him wrestle anymore.
Thank you.
I want
And
to see
Matt,
wrestle again.
Matt,
We almost saw that guy die.
His head bounced like a bad check off concrete.
that's true.
He
He moves like an action figure.
Again, my parents don't watch wrestling. They haven't watched it in a long time. Matt Hardy came out and they were like, "Holy shit! Like he can't move." Have him if you have him in the back, if people listen to him and he can fucking construct a match or whatever.
I think people do.
But Matt needs to go.
He-
I think that whole you don't listen to the old timers thing. I think that's blown out of proportion.
Okay, this is going to be easy. Hopefully, I don't get any fight back.
Okay.
Jeff Jarrett.
How did I not have him on my list? Huh. J-E
Double
double
F.
F
J
J
A
A
double
double
R
R
E
E
double
double
T.
T.
Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, I know why.
Working hard on the go.
I know why I didn't have him on my list. Because he's not on the actual active roster when you actually look it
So,
up.
This is the only argument that I have for Jeff Jarrett being fired. How far did he take TNA that AEW hasn't already passed? Why is he there?
Paycheck, pal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
It
get it.
isn't anything he is a great talent. He could probably teach a young locker room that wants to be taught.
If this was AEW year one, Jeff would probably fit in.
NXT right now could benefit from Jeff Jarrett.
Okay.
AEW.
Yeah. I don't have him on my list, but I'm willing to put him on there.
Yeah.
Here's one. Sonny Kiss. Thank you.
Hell no.
I don't even know she's on TV.
I absolutely love Sonny Kiss. And I think that you could really use Sonny Kiss. You could. Again, this is going back to the whole thing, not of what they've done, but what you could do.
Hey, where's
on
Nyla?
my roster, I think you could do stuff with Sonny Kiss.
Where's Nyla?
Well, she's on there somewhere.
Do you think enough
She's
people
on
are
the
going to
roster?
watch your roster?
Yes.
This guy.
Yes.
A couple of years of ring announcing now. He thinks now he thinks he has his
Well,
own
you're
belt.
over here firing talent that
Has his own belt. Thank you, Leva Bates. Bye.
Did I have
Is that
her?
the librarian?
Yeah.
You need jobbers.
The cosplaying chick. If
I
she
do
was
have
the
Leva Bates
cosplayer,
on there.
Yeah, Leva Bates.
I have Leva Bates
I
on
didn't have her
there.
on my list, but I.
Do you agree or just
Yeah.
Leva Leva
Leva.
Bates?
Emi Sakura.
Yes.
I have all the those Japanese ones.
Yuka Sakazaki.
I have her. I have
S-A-K.
Riho.
Hold on. U-R-A. Hold on. Who's the last
Yuka.
one?
Y-U-K-A.
Y-U.
Sakazaki-san.
Okay.
Sakazaki.
Just put Yuka.
S-A-K-E-Z-E-K-I.
Saka.
I got it. I got it.
All right.
I got Riho on there too.
I don't have Riho.
On my list, probably the fastest sinking stock, I'm firing Saraya.
What? You're crazy.
Saraya's gone.
No.
I'd fire.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Too soon to
no,
fire her.
no,
You still don't know what you got yet.
Yeah.
No.
no. I'm getting rid of her.
No.
I'd keep her.
No.
She ain't making the list. What else?
Lexi Nair in backstage.
That's the girl you said you
That's
don't
the
know who
one
that
that I
is.
was like, who the fuck is this?
I've seen her on a couple episodes of Rampage, maybe an offshoot of fucking Dynamite.
Now that you have
everybody was
Renee,
falling sick.
Now that you have Renee,
Renee's your woman.
Renee does everything. That's why I
Yeah.
also have
Yeah.
Alex Marvez.
I also have
Alex
Alex
Marvez
Marvez.
is gone.
All right.
Renee does all of it. Renee and Tony Schiavone. If you need,
If I had to choose between JR and Shivani, I'd keep JR and I'd axe Shivani.
I'd do it the other way around.
He's not on my list.
I do it the other way around.
With JR, you do those pre-tapes the week of the pay-per-view for the big fights.
No. Shivani is too good on commentary.
Oh, there's better.
There's better, but
So the Ring of Honor commentary 3-man booth should be fucking Ian Riccaboni, Caprice Coleman, and fucking Nigel McGuinness. Actually, Nigel McGuinness should be your fucking authority figure for Ring of Honor.
okay, that's fair.
Commentary,
Where is he?
Taz,
I don't know.
Sockface, and
Sock face.
Yeah.
JR.
Okay.
That should be it. Rotate Jericho if you want to get rid of Jericho.
I don't think JR's got it anymore.
Or fucking Excalibur and Taz. That's it. Just 2 men. Excalibur and Taz.
Okay. I would have that.
Yeah, because they
With
do,
the third rotating, like,
so
you want Jericho, you want
Somebody needs a day off.
you want
Yeah.
Punk or something like that kind of thing.
it's a joke because it's on fucking Botchamania. But the clips of Botchamania with Taz and fucking Excalibur,
it's fucking funny.
there's chemistry
It's
there.
funny.
When
Yeah.
y'all don't have the access of watching it through the endless
or
feed on
whatever.
Fight TV. When they're on break and they know they're on break, dude,
They're good.
fucking lose.
Yeah.
Dude,
Those two are pretty fucking entertaining. The
Yeah.
Botchamania stuff is
dude,
good.
it's so fucking good. You
But
don't
it's
need to
also-
have
it's
someone
also-
else going, "Oh, it's great to be in Chicago."
It's also
That's
nice to
that's
hear
Shivani.
them.
Like
hear
half
them-
of the shit he says.
It's also nice to hear them joking and like laughing because like
Mm-hmm.
WWE is very like since WWE is very like this is what's happening in the ring. This is what's coming up. Oh my god! Like, or you get Booker T that
You talk about blah blah blah.
You
blah.
talk about
you
Big
talk about
White
blah,
Shark,
blah.
baby.
That's
Yeah.
Wesley, dog.
I want
No.
I want Taz and
Another dump truck full of roses. Vicky Guerrero.
she's already gone.
I wouldn't make an effort to bring her back.
She's already officially she's moving on.
Yeah.
They're not renewing her contract. Is
Yeah.
what they.
I wouldn't count her then if she's already gone.
She's still on the website. So
No, she's not. I checked.
you
I
checked?
didn't see her
Okay.
on
She
there.
wasn't on there.
Okay. I will say one last thing.
That's your
one-
list?
Yeah. That was
Okay.
a very heartwarming 1-2 gut punch of watching Brody Lee and Brody Lee's kid on the actual roster page.
Mm,
That was nice.
yeah.
A memorial to him
Yeah.
to leave him on there.
Oh, I thought you were going
And
to
his,
say get rid of it.
and his lifetime.
Fire Brody Lee. He's dead. Fire him anyway.
God did the job for us.
No, yeah,
God
it's a
damn
nice
it,
little
Chris.
touch on there. -1, right? Is that
Negative one's
one?
also on there too. Yeah. All right. After going through Chris's list, we agree on 13 people. The list is this so far. I'm gonna go over my list and see if we can round it out to 20. But so far we have Big Bill, Jake Hager, Michael Nakazawa, Luther, Matt Sydal, Serpentico, Jeff Hardy, Jeff Jarrett, Leva Bates, Emi Sakura, Yuki Sakazawa, Lexi Nair. How do you say your name?
Sakazaki.
Sakazaki.
They're all A's except the I. At the end.
Okay. Lexi Nair, Alex Marvez.
Yes.
All right. So let's go to the top of my list.
You have the key list. So let's go through Scott and then you round it out. You fill in the blanks after Scott because I think most of ours match. Do you have anything that's out there
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't say?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and he'll
got-
match it
I
up
got-
on
All
his
right.
list,
All right.
and then we'll round it out with him.
Okay.
He's on the roster page, but Angelico.
Yes.
God,
Angelico.
what-
that's a Ring of Honor guy.
You keep him?
He wasn't on my list. I'm keeping him.
Oh,
I keep Angelico.
Okay.
After all the shit he did in Lucha Underground, you're not going
Okay.
to highlight that
Hey.
guy, but you got
Hey.
a dozen other flippies.
It's not Lucha Underground.
I don't think you need him.
I think there's better people.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess we're keeping him. Brock Anderson.
I had him on my list too. Brock Anderson's got to go. He's a Nepo baby that's not really charismatic, not as good as his daddy in the ring. There's no reason to have him on there. If he wants to be taken seriously as a wrestler, he could prove himself on the Indies.
Yeah.
I hadn't written him down. I will join in.
MLW.
Okay.
Put him there.
Brock
Put him in
MLW.
MLW. I think he could learn. In 3 years, if he wants to do this, come back.
I'd go one further. Send his ass to Japan. Send him in the dojo.
Okay. Yeah.
Send him in the dojo.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not AEW or Ring of Honor.
All right. So we just added Brock to the chopping block.
What about we've already got a good Mexican, so why do we keep a bad one? Why are we keeping Andre
Oli.
Yeah.
Wait, who?
Andrade. Why are we keeping Andrade? We have Rush.
Oh.
I'd get rid of Andrade.
That's a hard sell for
I
me.
feel like he's already gone. You know what I mean? Like, he's not on anymore. Rush is better.
I think Rush is better.
I do too.
I think there's some name value there, though. That
And don't they have
with
Bandito?
them.
The value's name is
Right?
not a name Andrade.
They got Bandito, right?
And they got Bandito.
And they got Penta and
I'm
Phoenix.
How many
not
visas can you
convinced.
give him?
I'm not convinced.
I think he runs out his contract and goes back to WWE.
With Charlotte.
I think Triple H could use him better than Tony can. But he's not on the list.
He's not on the list.
Keep going, Scott. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I know this. I'm not even going to say him because I have Chuck Taylor on there.
No.
I don't.
All best friends need to stay on there. They're one of the few good tag teams that they
I
have.
like Trent Beretta. I don't like Chuck Taylor. Anyway.
I get it. He is the Genetti of the two, but I don't want to get rid of that tag team at all.
Okay. I put
That's
in.
part of the reason I kept 2.0. They're your jobber team, and as individuals, they can do your job stuff too.
Okay.
So on the flip side, you want to get heels over, kill best friends.
So, all right, hold on. I'm sorry. Since you said the name, both of them are on my list.
2.0?
Yes, Angelo Parker and Matt Menard. Both of them are on my list. I think that they have not added anything to the Jericho Appreciation Society. I don't think they
that's
can
their fault.
add
That's
anything.
Jericho's fault.
Okay, fair, but
Get them away from the JAS. I'd
Yeah,
give them what you want. Get them the fuck away from Jericho.
Yeah,
But you keep them.
If they break up Jay, give them 6 months. If they don't do anything, we come back to this list. We get.
I think they were better in NXT, and if they go back to NXT, I think they'll be better. So I don't think they necessarily need to be in AEW.
I think they found themselves in NXT. I
Okay.
think they were doing better when they paired them up with Daniel Garcia, and the three of them were running shop.
Yeah.
What were
They were
Matt Menard? What's the other one's name again?
Cool Hand Angelo Parker,
Angelo Parker. There you go. Sorry, I had to cross them off.
Magic Daddy.
So
Mac Daddy.
you're not
Mac
not
Daddy.
letting me chop either one of those two.
No
I'd
choppy
keep
chop.
Okay, sorry.
In parentheses for this one, I have change his gimmick, like meaning cut his hair. I have Griff Garrison.
I have Griff Garrison on my list.
If you don't change his gimmick, because he's just a fucking and him and Pillman are even is Pillman injured? I don't know where are those guys at.
Okay, so with Pillman, the same argument that I made for Brock Anderson is the same argument I'm going to make for Brian Pillman. Nepo baby, who's not as good on the mic, not as good as the ring, and he could really cut his teeth on the Indies and or Japan. He doesn't need to be on AEW, not yet.
Here's my rebuttal to that. You want
to keep Junior?
I keep both.
Well, both who?
Griff and Pillman. I would have. Listen. I would have Pillman turn on Griff and become heel and be the person.
That already happened.
No, it hasn't.
He turned on him. He
When?
did. They split up. It was like 3 months ago.
I don't remember.
They
this.
split up and then like
on
disappeared.
Dark
Or Rampage.
Cut his
That doesn't
hair.
count.
It happened.
Doesn't count to me.
It happened.
But follow it up.
No, you know when it happened? When Julia left. Griff one of the two was like, Julia, no, and the other one was like, fuck her, and you know what? Fuck you too. That's what happened.
All
I
right.
don't remember. I'd keep them both.
Okay, fine. They're still both on the list.
As far as third generation, Pillman has a lot more upside than fucking Brock Anderson.
Okay, that's fair.
I got next one is Parker Bordeaux. Bordeaux.
Oh, the
No,
Cheap Lesnar.
Yeah.
No, keep him.
If you're keeping him, I'm getting rid of the other guy, the baseball player with all the.
Trench.
Trench.
I kept him too.
Trench is on here.
I'm keeping both because they're too new for me to chop them quite yet, and I want to see what they're actually doing with Swerve. I'm not chopping them. Not yet.
I don't think you can market Trench.
You might.
Okay,
He's a wrestler, though.
I'll
you can have tattoos all over your face as a wrestler.
He already looks better with Strickland than he did with fucking with fucking Truth Busters with Arya Davari and that little misfit of losers. He
Okay.
looks better now, so I'll,
All right,
I'll
okay.
buy
so,
you
so you
that.
keep them both.
I'll give
I'm
you
keeping
that.
them both.
Yeah.
I got it's already gonna be seen now, but I got Danhausen.
I'm keeping
He
Danhausen.
doesn't do anything for me.
Okay.
Okay. The one thing that he does well, I would highlight, he's one of your guys that you rotate on commentary. Dude can
Danhausen
talk.
on commentary?
Dude can talk.
Okay. Okay.
All right, next is Evil Uno.
Nah. I can't get rid of Evil Uno.
Why?
Are you touching any of Dark Order?
No. I don't have any of Dark Order on here.
They don't do anything. They're not.
They
They
do
don't elevate the show.
They don't do anything now. They had their moment.
They should have.
And they peaked when Hangman was champ. But right now,
Then I
it
had,
doesn't help that Tony Khan let fucking Stu Grayson go when they still had potential to keep that
Stu
shit
Grayson.
going.
Yeah,
If
he
he
was
had never
still there,
left,
then
I would see why you
yes.
wouldn't keep him.
What's up, Dat Pro guy?
Oh, what's
Welcome.
up, man?
JAS needs to be done over with. Yes. Danhausen's fucking great. Yes. Dark Order is still fucking fortunately. It's just sad. Okay, that's fair.
I could argue get rid of all of Dark Order.
I wouldn't fire them all. You got something with Johnny Hungy.
Thank
You
you.
got something with 10.
Where the fuck is he?
Ten's
He-
turned heel.
Yeah,
He's,
he turned heel.
Parker Vance or something.
yeah,
He's like
Parker
in a suit and
Vance.
tie.
Yeah, he wrestled recently in a semi-high profile matchup. I don't remember what it was, but I wouldn't fire the Dark Order. I would maybe give some of them different gimmicks or something.
Would you would break up the Dark Order and give them?
I would rather break up the Dark Order than fire any of them.
Okay, that's fair. I have Fuego de Sol just because
Okay,
That's
we already talked
a
about him.
jobber that we can keep.
I have Kip Sabian, but you
Yeah,
already said
I
no.
definitely
I have
wanna
Jeff
keep him.
Hardy. I have Riho. I have Yuka. I have Lexi Nair.
He has
Alex
Riho.
I don't have Riho.
She doesn't. She's a little
She's-
tiny girl.
But she's an established is an
established
established AEW
AEW.
former
She
champion.
was the first one that.
And to her
Yeah.
defense, she looked pretty good last night against fucking
Yeah.
Tony Storm.
Yeah.
So
And
there's
then
worse.
The last one on here is that because I've deleted everyone else we've talked about is Lance Archer. I like Lance Archer, but he needs to go. He needs to go. He needs to go for himself. He just posted on there. Haven't wrestled in 90 days, and it's not my fault. He gets one match.
So I could be convinced on Lance Archer because of that, since he's already shown displeasure. But I like him enough where I want to keep him. But if we don't hit 20, because right now we're at 14. If we don't hit 20 and we need to pad 20, I'm willing to add him.
I don't think it's his fault because they did the Jake thing, and then he did that fucking moonsault and fucked up his head and was hurt, and then he's not with Jake anymore.
Here's an honest question.
He needs to go for himself. He needs to go back to Japan and be that monster. Fucking heel in Japan and fight.
How many of these people that we all think of keeping have a mentality of Ring of Honor being a demotion? Because there's guys like Lance Archer that I don't think would want to go to fucking Ring of Honor. I would think a guy like Keith Lee, Ring of Honor might be beneath him because he's been on AEW. He's been on Monday Night Raw. He had a main event match at Survivor Series with Roman Reigns being the last two guys in a survival match.
Yeah, but that was a long time ago.
That's
true.
Yeah, it's a good point, but that's a question for the wrestler. That's a question for them. That's not a question that we could speculate.
It also depends on what they're like. Is
Ring of Honor a 6th hour of AEW television? Or are they actually going to be their own brand and actually do stuff on their own?
Yeah,
because basically, if in all fairness, these 3 pay-per-views of 2022, the reason people bought those tickets primarily was because fucking FTR and the Briscoes. If those 2 teams weren't on that pay-per-view, those arenas would have been half full at best.
You know what? I'm convinced. I'm putting Lance Archer down.
You convinced me. Put Lance Archer down.
All right, that was all of your list?
Yes.
I
deleted a bunch because we already said them.
We are up to 15. I still have some on my list that we haven't mentioned.
Go for it.
So hopefully I can convince some of y'all so we can round out to 20. I'm starting with Aaron Solo.
Oh, crap.
Solo, arigato.
Aaron Solo's
if we're talking,
only claim to fame was that he was Bailey's boyfriend at one time.
Get rid of him.
Yeah.
Aaron
Camarado's probably the only guy physically that that has the potential to fit in with the butcher shop of Andy Williams from Butcher and the Blade, Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs, Samoa Joe, maybe Lance Archer, you convinced me. That Miro beef.
Man,
Camarado could fit with that beef.
Yeah, I agree.
Wait,
Satnam Singh's too tall.
I said Aaron Solo, but he brought up
I'd
what's his
keep
name?
Camarado. I'd get
Camarado.
rid of Solo.
I would keep him because he looks insane.
Yeah, I keep him too because
he looks like a young Hercules.
Again, if
Or
it was on my roster, I would book him a little bit better.
Fucking what's that?
Season him in Ring of Honor.
What's the old school wrestler that got killed, like stabbed in the bathroom in Puerto Rico?
Oh, Brody.
Brody. He's
Bruiser.
That's
he looks like Bruiser.
He fucking just have him
walk out with the chin.
Have him with a manager and have him on a fucking chain and be like with a collar and be like, I'm gonna let this guy go because let him fucking go just ape shit. Have him with a big ass turkey leg and shit and just be like, I'm insane. I'm gonna kill somebody.
This coming from the guy that wanted to get rid of Danhausen because he was too goofy. You want a guy coming out with a turkey leg on a chain acting crazy?
It's more believable.
Oh God.
Look at them.
Now you mentioned this guy earlier, but not as somebody to be fired. You just kind of said him in passing. Daivari. Ari Daivari.
Get rid of him.
Yeah.
If he's a manager, there's better managers.
Yeah.
They don't use managers the right way anyway, for the most part.
Stokely's the only one that's believable. And even then, the whole MJF
I like how he's
stuff
becoming like a Black Panther now.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Over the past weeks, he's just getting more and more. And him fighting Hook is going to... Yeah. That's a buy-in match.
Yeah.
So
we're Rampage.
Yeah.
We're up to 17.
Keep going.
All right. This one, you guys are not going to agree with, but I agree with it. Eddie Kingston needs to go, man. Eddie Kingston.
You and your family can fuck off.
You know what?
With all due respect.
I would say yes.
No.
Yeah.
There's about 3 people on AEW's roster right now that are better on the mic than Eddie Kingston, let alone that can actually. Okay, MJF is better on the mic. CM Punk, once he returns.
Stokely Hathaway. That's it. He can teach half of that fucking roster. He can teach at Ring of Honor how to do mic class. All right.
So again.
All right.
Fuck
okay,
you.
Fine. Josh Woods.
That's a Ring of Honor guy that you need to keep.
Yeah?
I don't know who that is. So yeah.
He fought
he was Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
So you're saying he's keeping him. Okay, we're keeping him. This one's interesting. Kyle O'Reilly. I would fire Kyle O'Reilly because I think he could do better in NXT or Japan.
I don't know if he's going to come back.
So I will respectfully disagree with your take.
Okay.
I don't think he's wrestling again.
Period.
Yeah, his injury's fucked.
Yeah, he actually just posted today. He said.
So by default, Kyle's gone.
So he's not on this list then. No, Mother Nature's going to take care of it for us.
Yeah.
So is he on the list of 20 or no?
If you want to put an asterisk by it, you can.
Yeah,
Scott, what do you say?
He's on that same as Vicky, where it's
Roses.
Yeah, Vicky's gone, but she's
Kyle?
already going. So
all right, so
that's a sad story because that's a guy that never reached his potential.
He's an asterisk,
man.
Okay.
His little run in NXT as a main guy.
Yeah.
Big Shotty Lee Johnson.
So I had a conundrum.
Okay.
Between Big Shotty and Tiger Style, Lee Moriarty.
Really?
I would keep one of the two, but I can't decide which of the two.
You can't decide which Lee to keep? Well, that's funny because I'm racist. And when I was picturing Lee in my head, what I saw was Sean Dean. And then when I came to Sean Dean, I was like, wait, no, that's Lee Johnson. Wait, Lee Johnson, Sean Dean, wait a second. Aren't they both captains? No,
it's
wait.
like
Big
Seth
Shotty
Rollins
is
and
the other.
Elias and
Wait, hold on.
They're all the same.
So I put both of them motherfuckers on the list.
That's 3 people.
So, no, well, I'm keeping Moriarty.
Good.
But
okay.
Lee Johnson and Sean Dean are both on my list.
I couldn't pick him out of the lineup other than see the roster.
This is horrible to say.
Okay.
But because of his history in the service, I'm keeping Sean Dean. So you can cut Shotty.
Lee Johnson, Big Shotty. Do you agree?
Sure.
Okay.
Cut Shotty.
Lee
I wouldn't even notice if he was gone anyway. So
Johnson. All right.
What are we at now?
We're at 18. We need 2 more. So
here's the issue: there are too few many who are insanely talented wrestlers when it comes to in-ring work who just have the worst and most boring gimmicks.
They have too many of the same.
He also said, "Did you read the other one?"
Yeah, that's why I didn't read
you read
it.
the other one? He said,
"I'm unplugging
yes,
the mic."
Eddie Kingston does nothing for me. He's just a dollar store mox for me. He comes across as a whiny drunk.
But
agreed.
He is a blood-free drunk.
Oh God.
So you keep him, get rid of Mox.
Thank you. All right. Now I'm to my short list of women that we didn't already mention. So we got just 2 more.
Before you bust that nut.
Uh-huh.
We've been shitting around all night.
Mm-hmm.
Would you keep or fire Moxley?
Definitely keep him. He's established as one of your main event guys. Yeah, sure. I don't think that he needs to be the title holder. There's things that he could do to improve himself, but there's more upside than there is downside.
Still?
Yep. Dude, stop bleeding.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd keep him.
I just had to ask.
Just because
we've all shat on him for the first 20 minutes of the show. I just want to make sure that we
shit
were
on him
clear.
every goddamn week.
Yeah.
I don't like
every
him,
day in text. You tell me every day. It's like, hey, it's Wednesday. You know what that means? Fuck Jon Moxley.
I don't like him. I don't think he's a good wrestler. He bleeds too much. His matches don't matter.
He's not even a good brawler now.
But people like him.
He has value.
And he sells merch and
tickets.
Yeah. So just because they need
an anchor. They need a flagship.
They need Moxley.
Yeah.
All right. As I said, we need 2 more. We're need number 19 and number 20. And the women that we didn't mention that is on my list. Okay.
No.
So
is Willow Nightingale on your list?
No, shut up. Listen. There's just 4. Okay. So there's just 4 on this short list here. We need 2.
At least.
I'm going to throw out the 4 and let's see if we can decide which 2. All right. So I'm going to rapid fire them. Layla Hirsch, Madison Rayne, Mercedes Martinez, Paige Van Zandt.
Mercedes Martinez is your gem in Ring of Honor. Madison Rayne's record leads me to believe that she has no value at all right now. She can go.
Okay.
Who else were the other 2?
Layla Hirsch and Paige Van Zandt.
Layla Hirsch. Fuck, I hate being that guy. If she was a foot taller, a foot and a half taller with all her skills, I would build a division around Layla Hirsch.
What about the bunny?
I love the bunny.
You can't boo that ass.
You can't boo that ass.
I'm just curious.
And speaking of that,
Layla, I want to go back to Layla Hirsch. You had a good argument, but I have another argument. Dude, you can't run the Russian gimmick right now. And the whole reason why we haven't seen her on TV was right before Russia invaded Ukraine.
She's probably hurt.
Yes, she was, but they also couldn't bring her back because of all that stuff. So if you can't actually use her because of what's going on in the world, with the fact that she's a Russian wrestler, I think you might just pull the trigger on having to fire her.
You might have forgotten this, but this happened early when that stuff happened.
Yeah,
Layla Hirsch was presenting herself before she had her heel run or whatever because she had turned on fucking Velvet, Red Velvet. But then with the stuff that was going on with Russia, she was like, I'm going to prove to the world that I am not the epitome of what everyone believes Russia to be. And she was actually having a bit of a babyface run with that until she got hurt, and we haven't seen her since.
Yeah.
But still, damn, they have talent. It's weird because if you have one person that's like 6'8", 6'7", that to me, that delegitimizes a lot of your women's roster. So you can only have so many 3 feet, 4 feet tall women. So you have Red Velvet, Layla Hirsch, Riho, Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
Like you can only tell that story so much. So you can't have them all. You can't keep all the short ones. I don't want to. If you're giving me options, Layla's got to go.
What do you say, Scott?
Sure.
All right.
You can
Madison Rayne's got to go.
You could plug them both in there.
I would like to think that the women in the division are a lot more receptive to criticism and ideals than the men are.
So,
but I'd still say Madison Rayne's got to go.
Madison Rayne, really,
as a character, gone.
So you would not argue for Paige Van Zandt to go.
You are keeping the bunny because you can't boo that ass.
Right.
Have you seen her side boob on Instagram?
No.
Paige Van Zandt?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can't boo that. That's another. So what So what? When we ended up at fucking Ring of Honor in San Antonio, we were with 3/4 of the horsewomen. That's your next. That's your next horsewomen right there. Paige Van Zandt.
Chris, Scott, what do you say? Between Madison Rayne, Mercedes Martinez, and Paige Van Zandt, who would you fire to round out our 20?
Madison Rayne for sure.
Madison Rayne.
Madison Rayne?
Yeah.
Okay,
And then-
Madison
and then-
Rayne it is.
You could pick either or from Paige and Layla Hurt. You could.
I'd get rid of Layla too.
Well,
it could be more than 20, but the minimum was.
Well, Layla made it. Okay. Layla made the chop list.
Okay.
And Madison Rayne made the chop list. Staying was Mercedes Martinez and Paige Van Zandt.
Yeah.
So that's
a feud for Ring of Honor. Mercedes Martinez and Paige Van Zandt.
So I'm not going to give the spoilers, but
okay.
The tapings for Ring of Honor, you have Mark Briscoe, right? These are just, I'm not telling the matches, but Mark Briscoe, The Kingdom, Zack Sabre Jr., Christopher Daniels, Takesha, Josh Woods, the Embassy, which has Brian Cage in it, Ari Daivari, Grand Metalique's in there. Madison Rayne, Sky Blue. I don't know who the Renegades are. Which female group is the Renegades?
Female group?
Yeah.
I don't
Madison
know
Rayne
who
versus Sky Blue defeated the Renegades. I don't know who they are. I honestly don't know. Wheeler Yuta and Timothy Thatcher.
Ooh.
Willow Nightingale and Lady Frost.
I love Willow Nightingale. Lady
Me
Frost
too.
is the short chick that we saw at the 6-woman Ultimate X in Dallas.
Yes.
We like
Claudia, AR Fox, Eddie Kingston, Samoa Joe, Mark Briscoe again, Dalton Castle, and the boys are back, I guess. Roosh, Angelico. Who else?
You're hearing all these names, Abel.
Yeah.
What is it about that differentiates it from the failure that was Ring of Honor before
Rhett
Tony Khan
Titus.
bought them?
Red Titus.
Yeah. And Tracy Williams.
What's the difference?
Money.
Athena. We haven't talked about Athena.
I saw Athena on my list.
Athena
I
on
was
the
like,
roster.
I'm keeping her.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying in general, we haven't talked about her in months, but she's on there too. So that's just for the 2 weeks that they're taping. Those are the people that are appearing on Ring of Honor.
Okay, cool. To answer your question, Chris, money. I don't see Ring of Honor as a failure, right? They're a company that was good, that had good wrestling and good wrestlers that just couldn't financially make it in the market that it's in. It was a victim of the market constraints. I don't think that
Sinclair fucked it up.
Yeah.
I think if they
that too. Sinclair
went with somebody else and got on. Look at Impact. Impact's survived.
Yeah.
How many channels has Impact been on?
4 at least.
Spike,
Destination America,
Pop,
Axis,
and Pop.
Twitch.
Yeah. What are they on now?
At least 5. I don't even know what they're on now. They're on something.
Yeah,
they're on. I think they're on Axis still. Either way,
yeah.
If Ring of Honor had that where they could go, hey, we're going to be on Destination America, which isn't on every single TV, but it's more TV than Sinclair was.
But that y'all are looking at it backwards. You should have been more successful when you had at your argument. TNA at its most successful was when Viacom had a stake in it because they had a permanent home at a permanent time slot that people could count on. The sun rises, the water's wet, and Impact is on Thursdays at 8. They don't have that now. They don't have that now. Sinclair had that. They had all their stations.
But it was only on like half of the cities in the country, though, man. We didn't get it here, but they got it in San Antonio. So when they went on tour, they didn't come here. They went to San Antonio. So
unless it's WrestleMania weekend.
We had to drive our happy ass over to San Antonio.
Again, 4 days later, it was on ringofhonor.com for free, and wrestling fans couldn't muster the energy to do 6 clicks on the computer and watch 45 minutes.
To watch it on the small screen. No, I'd rather see it on the telly.
So then plug in your computer like I do, HDMI to the TV, and watch it like I do. It's fans that didn't support Ring of Honor.
Plug in my computer?
Yeah.
Back in 2006? What the fuck are you talking about?
2019, 2020.
Get out
Where
of
was
here.
this? Where was this?
You know what fucking
So
killed us?
again-
It was NXT.
That goes back to my question.
Again,
what is the difference
money.
now?
The answer is still the same. The difference is money.
Money, I gotta pay $10 to watch the show
not
weekly.
money that you have, money that the fucking cons have. The hope, which is still unrealized, is that Tony Khan's going to put some money into it, put some production into it, maybe get an actual telly deal, not a .com deal.
So why didn't they get it now? They're gonna put an hour of
Yeah.
bullshit reality television.
Yeah.
Tony Khan just trademarked
You're right.
because he wants to have an all-women's AEW program also. So if Ring of Honor with 20 years of video library and still talent, if they have no place for everyone else to watch it as easy on the clicker, what's the fucking difference now?
Yeah.
The difference is the hope that Tony Khan's actually going to do it. Now, is it unrealized
It's not
hope?
Ring of
It
Hope.
is.
It's
No,
not Ring of Hope.
I get it.
They
It's
don't say
unrealized.
hope.
You're right. It's unrealized.
Yeah,
But as of
yeah.
right now, if they did do it, if they put it on the telly, on a major network, or at least on a major cable network, yeah, I'd set the DVR to record it and I'd make time to watch it.
There's one thing Tony could have done.
What's that?
Could have swallowed his fucking pride. He could have negotiated a deal with Warner Brothers Discovery to get a 48 or 72 hour window on-demand television through the TNT and TBS apps before he can actually have it on an AEW stream network, which underneath it would be 20 years of Ring of Honor, would be an actual Ring of Honor TV show that for $10 a month, you get all AEW, all the crap, all the Ring of Honor stuff. That Ring of Honor's own Honor Club network is about as much value as this bottle of water, because this is not Tony Khan's main brand.
Right.
With all due respect, the main brand's AEW.
Right.
So if Honor Club was actually an AEW streaming network that suddenly also had Ring of Honor that you can dig deep into to learn about some of the wrestlers that are on TV now, then that's where the hope gets fueled and funneled and fruitioned into what you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
This right now is not going to be anything different than what it was.
What they should have done is just drop Dark on or Rampage on Fridays and give that a Ring of Honor.
Yeah, that would be a
Hour
good
and a
idea.
half,
Yeah.
hour-long show. And then that also, then you could cut a shit ton of the Rock. Look how many people are on our own lists, and we all have our own opinions, right?
And
But
we
then
still
look,
cut
look,
20.
And look who we have. I'm sure.
Well, thank you for bringing me back to the list, because we are officially at 20. Our finalized between the three
21.
of us, well, 20 with an asterisk,
Yeah.
maybe 21. Our finalized list is as follows. Number 1, Big Bill. 2, Jake Hager. 3, Michael Nakazawa. 4, Luther. 5, Matt Seidel. 6, Serpentico. 7, Jeff Hardy. 8, Jeff Jarrett. 9, Leva Bates. 10, Amy Sakura. Sakura. Yes. Yuka Sakazaki
There you go.
for 11.
'Cause
11, Lexi Nair. 13, Alex Marvez. 14, Brock Anderson. 15, Lance Archer. 16, Aaron Solo. 17, Ari Davari. 18, Lee Johnson. 19, Layla Hirsch. And 20, Madison Rain.
I would also put Rick Knox on there.
Oh, and the asterisk was Kyle O'Reilly.
I would
because-
also put Rick Knox, the ref.
Okay.
He does nothing for me,
Okay.
and he only does the Bucks match.
So with all that being said, I'd bring back CM Punk and FTR now, yesterday, last week, last month, the day after All Out. They need to still be here. I would do it.
I don't think FTR's gone. I mean, they haven't been around, but are they? But they're not fired.
They're taking an extended break until their contract is
I'm
up.
not sure if you guys noticed, but CM Punk is still on that roster online.
Yeah. So's a lot of people that probably shouldn't be, but yeah.
So is FTR on there.
Yeah.
But they
CM FTR against the Elite.
that's your money.
That's 6 months right there.
That's your money. Not a 7-week best of 7 series.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's actually something behind it where those guys don't get along. Or maybe they do, and it's just
you could build on Dynamite. Give me Omega and Dax Harwood for fuck's sake.
Okay.
CM Punk gets a buck. They could on television, they could put 15, 20 minutes together and make you want to see what's next.
Yeah.
That would be, you know what? We talked a lot of shit last year. If you give me a best of 7 between CMFTR and the Elite, I'll watch it every fucking week. That would be a lot. I won't get burned out like I did with Lucha Bros and fucking Death
You
Triangle. Sure? Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. Scott's convinced.
Scott's burned out
that
already.
groan.
Yeah.
I just the only reason I'd be more into that is just because I don't know how they would have the matches, because that's a fucking styles clash, especially with Punk in there. You throw Punk in there,
he's slow.
Punk's not doing that flippy dippy stuff.
Yeah, he's
and
not.
At least
CM
when you're
Punk
watching, whatever. What were they called? Lucha Bros. What was their team called? Death Triangle.
Death Triangle.
It's a carbon copy, right? Pac and Omega were virtually the same. They were doing the same stuff. So
Bucks and Bros were on our match of the year list.
Yeah.
A couple
so
times.
watching just to throw it in there and just see how they work together, I would be more inclined to watch it.
Well, we've seen FTR in the Bucks several times, and that's
But that same thing, we're not going to get that because we should have gotten that months ago before that's the whole reason the trios title was invented, was because the Bucks don't want to fight FTR.
They're 1-1, and they want to keep it that way.
I fucking hope FTR go to fucking WWE. I know, but I would much rather see the Revival. Or, yeah, because I just...
That's another example. If AEW had its own network, I would pay $10 a month to watch FTR on Ring of Honor television. Shane Taylor and Rick and Keith Lee.
FTR versus the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Even though they fucking ruined them on AEW.
And
TV.
here's the other part that's kind of morbid, and I don't want to gross people out when I say this. I'm genuinely curious to see where Mark Briscoe's career goes from here.
Yes,
but not curious enough to spend money on a network that only gives me a C-level television show at best, compared to SmackDown, compared to Dynamite.
Yeah. Also, he still has the tag belts.
Yeah, he still has them both.
I want to see what they're actually going to do with that.
What are they doing with? Yeah, what are they doing with that?
I think it'll also be interesting to see what Mark can do as a singles competitor on AEW, not necessarily Ring of Honor, because the whole reason why they couldn't be on AEW was because of Jay.
Yeah.
Well, now they can actually have Mark on there. So once they settle up whatever's going to go on with those tag titles, you could have the Sussex County Chicken doing his redneck kung fu on the main telly, on the main show.
I would at least take the next 2 or 3 months to use Mark. I hate to use the word use, but to use Mark as an ambassador to remind people that, hey, $10 a month Honor Club, you have Ring of Honor, the next generation of wrestlers like me, and
they come out every week
see
and
what
say,
I can do. See what I
Honor
can.
Club is only $10.99.
Yeah.
It's the price of 6 eggs.
Where you get your eggs? That's 1 egg for me.
Yeah, 4 depending on where
Mark
you're
sells his own.
He's got the fresh
He's
eggs.
got the farm.
Yeah. Sussex County Chicken.
I want to know. That's one thing I would want to see. And can you watch? They don't have a few days afterwards.
It's not on the Ring of Honor free website.
You have
it's behind the paywall.
Or
leak it. Or illegally watch it.
It's just I'm curious on what they're going to do with them. I'm curious what they do with the tag belts.
Yeah. And who's the one to take the belt from Claudio? It's not going to be Eddie.
Well, they got to build somebody. Yeah. You know, they actually have to build the brand and build a show and do more than what they're doing now to keep Ring of Honor alive. Otherwise, you bought a dead horse so you could beat it.
I mentioned this a couple of episodes ago.
Phrasing.
It's actually good. Page out of my book.
Hey.
I thought it was a bad idea to tape the first hour of 35 minutes of Ring of Honor television before Dynamite. Would you rather have Ring of Honor in front of a live audience every week?
Yes.
Or would you have it in the soundstage in the Impact Zone and Universal like they're doing with Dark and now with Ring of Honor?
You have enough. I feel like there's enough hardcore fans. Like the Impact had the same people. It did get stale watching it after a while, but at least you had the same people and
they knew the story.
And they know the story, and they're going to cheer. And then you get the pull in, be like, hey, you guys want to watch free wrestling? It's like, well, I watched wrestling in the 90s. I'll go in it.
Who's this?
So, yeah.
Where's his teeth?
Yeah. Kung Fu? What? Yeah. So there's enough, but
Why does that guy look
I've-
like Senshi?
I've seen pictures in.
It is Senshi.
I've seen pictures in some videos from the tapings. It looks like I told you all before. It looks like NXT.
Okay.
Yeah.
The same setup with the crowd around. Their entrance is just a big ass LED screen, right? It's massive, and then they have and then above the crowd, where in NXT they have like the fake fans screen.
Mhm.
They just have Ring of Honor giant, and so it looks pretty cool. It looks better than Impact Zone. But yeah, it's gonna get stale because you're gonna see the same people. Like you gotta be like, hey, you gotta go sit over here for this taping because you've been in fucking 4 weeks of taping.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to rotate.
Yeah.
It's also block taping. Like, can't be any worse than.
Let me put you guys on the spot. We got rid of 20 people. That's a lot of money in Tony Khan's wallet.
Mm-hmm.
Pick someone for Tony Khan to sign that deserves a light.
I'll tell you. You know what would be a great opening feud for the Ring of Honor title? Claudio, Miro. Give me Claudio and Miro.
Okay. That's cool.
Completely ditched the purpose of the question.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
thinking
yeah.
about it. I don't even know who's.
Jacob Fatu.
Oh.
Jim Johnston.
The guy that makes WWE music?
Yeah.
You want him to?
That's way out of left field.
Yeah.
I'm digging, dude.
Yeah.
I am digging that.
Yeah.
I'll give
You
that.
give him some money
Wow.
and let him do his magic.
No
the
more.
way
No
he did.
more. No more Wild Thing. No more.
Yeah.
You keep those. But
Well, I'm sure that they've paid for a certain amount of
Royalties.
time, so
Yeah.
okay, it's fine for them. But the people that don't have music that like aren't not good,
there
see if you
is
can do something.
a lot of time when the music hits, especially like when you go to the shows.
Yeah,
I'm
you're like, wait,
I don't know
who's
who the
this?
fuck
What is it?
Like, even
Oh,
when
yeah.
I was at Royal Rumble, when
A lot of those themes
when Austin Theory
bad.
came out, I had no idea
Yeah.
what that was.
Some
Yeah.
of those themes even now are bad.
So yeah, Jim Johnston.
That's a good fucking
Yeah,
hell yeah.
give him however much money he wants, and let him
Give him
make
royalties.
magic.
And give
Yeah.
royalties too.
Yeah, make magic with his fucking soundstage and let him do his.
I don't even know who
Um,
who's out there that's not
So
in a company.
Again, I wouldn't do it with wrestlers because we just had to get rid of 20 and we all had people that we could have gotten rid of even more. We limited ourselves to 20 so that we're not here all night. What they need isn't more wrestlers. They need better production.
Mhm.
So guys like in the music, Jim Johnston, somebody that knows to not stick a camera in Moxley's face when he's fucking blading.
Yeah.
Somebody that knows to, hey,
Like,
pan out when somebody's at the top rope.
What's his name?
You know, you need
Dunn, right? Dunn.
Kevin Dunn? I
They
mean,
need-
he's not
they-
available.
They
but
need Kevin Dunn.
yeah,
That can sit back and be like, "We've
whoever
done
maybe
this."
sat under Kevin Dunn's learning tree for
Yeah.
a while, or like some ex, WWE guy.
They
that
do have
gets-
XW guys in
yeah.
there. So in
If Vince McMahon's not coming back,
Gibbons,
why not Bruce Pritchard?
All right.
Oh man,
Is he too much of a lifer? He's never leaving. You can't tell me.
I
you can double
don't
his-
know. I don't know.
Tony Khan can't double his pay and make him actually clean up the
He-
videography, the presentation.
I think he's
lifer.
yeah. I think he's. This is it. Like this is his last run. Like once he's done, he's done, and he'll go back to doing his podcast and retire. I mean, he's in his 60s, right? Like, or maybe he's got to be in his 60s. Like I think he's on that time where he's gonna be like, I'm gonna hold out, see what happens. The Saudis come in and buy us, and they're gonna need
Mhm.
XWE. They're gonna need old school guys. Like, who does Triple H have? Who's it gonna take? Triple H, Shawn, Road Dogg, and Regal.
The name is escaping me. Paul Heyman's protege, that spun off and did Evolve.
He don't do wrestling no more.
Oh.
Gabe,
Gabe Sapolsky.
he's not even in
He
wrestling
should
anymore.
be booking right now
Okay.
instead of Tony Khan. If you're talking about behind the scenes and not wrestlers and actually want to improve the product
I thought you were gonna go Joey Styles.
as like a booker.
Yeah,
I don't know.
he's done booking before, hasn't he?
And probably ECW back.
Paul Heyman was running all that
And then
ECW.
Gabe-
too.
Gabe
No, but
Sapolsky.
after
Gabe.
ECW, he did some, didn't he?
What, MLW?
I don't know where.
But I think
No, he was in WWE Creative.
Yeah.
That's what it was. He was in Creative.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, some of that's booking.
Well, the issue is he won't give it up. Tony won't give it up.
The book.
Tony needs to be the money. Tony needs to be the Vince McMahon. Like where it's like, here's a checkbook. Here's all the wrestlers. Book a show. Make me money. What do you need? I'll give you the money. But I'm not.
He's an investor. He's not a.
But he's booking this show the way he wants to see.
He has no filter to tell him it's bad.
That's definitely what he needs.
He's a lot more. Jericho's. Hey, this is great. Jericho's got a great idea.
He's like, a lot more Vince Russo than Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs somebody to tell him, hey, I like what you're doing with MJF, but you've done the same angle with him 3 times.
Yeah.
Like, let him change it up. It's a good idea, but like he needs somebody that's not a yes man, somebody that's a no man that he could actually trust.
He doesn't need to be.
Hey, I know you like multi-man tag matches, but the Guns and the Acclaim can run a match by themselves. We don't need 2 other teams.
Yeah. That was a lot.
I don't know who else there is.
Yeah, that was a nice, long, healthy conversation. I think it's about time to wind it down, though.
NXT Roadblock this Tuesday.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to go real quick. Donovan Dijak against Tony D'Angelo, Jailhouse Street Fight. Andre Chase against Joe Gacy. Give me a number. Gigi Dolan against JC Jane. Toxic Attraction against each other.
7.
8.
I want to see what they do.
7.
The promos were okay on NXT this week.
I've got JC winning.
Okay, next.
Sure.
6-man. Breaker and the Creed brothers against Jinder Mahal and Indus Sher.
6.
4.
3.
Indus Sher's winning.
Don't hinder Jinder.
That's why this is how they're going to build to Jinder versus Breaker for the title at WrestleMania weekend.
Okay,
and that's it.
The main event: Roxanne Perez against Meiko Satomura-san for the women's title.
Who? 4?
8. Meiko was the women's champion, NXT UK, and
yeah,
she had it for like a year and a half.
Yeah, she was the
Nobody
she's
beat
the
her?
reigning woman. She's been the longest reigning women's champion.
Sorry,
She lost the belt when they merged.
I give it
that weekend.
6.
Satomura.
She was cool. That match with Zoe Starks was pretty good on NXT.
I've got Satomura winning.
That's the main event, though.
That's the main title. The men's title's not being defended, so the championship goes last.
North American?
No Hayes, no Wes, no nothing.
That already happened on this episode that we missed.
Roadblock just sounds like a.
It's at the Performance Center. This isn't your weekend Saturday.
Oh yeah,
pay-per-view.
you're right.
So
you're
this
right.
this is the Clash of Champions compared to like Starrcade.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nah.
Match of the week candidates. Anything?
Jesus Christ.
Well, you had one.
I do have one.
Please help us out
That
here.
fucking Revolution ladder match last night. You were texting me during that match that there was some crazy ass fucking spots that were going in that.
Yeah,
match.
but I wouldn't put it as match of the week.
What contenders are there?
I would put Wesley and
Nathan Frazier?
Nathan Frazier. I would put that. I would also put Zoe Starks and
Satomura?
Yeah.
You know what match was?
Two solid matches.
I'm sorry. You know what match I was told was match of the week, but then when I watched it, I was like, this is not the main event for Raw. The women's match.
That tag match?
Man, we gotta talk.
Lita and Becky?
We don't have time to talk about.
No, we make time. Go for it.
It wasn't that good. Lita was a half step.
Lita's in her late 40s, bro.
She's been a half step. I'll be honest, I thought she looked better than she has in the past couple of years. But this is it. No more. Lita, WWE, I don't like.
They're relying too much on their female legends.
When it comes to the women, they don't need those. They have a solid women's roster.
Yeah.
Right? Rhea.
Without the brand split, you have a solid women's roster.
Okay, but
see, it looked like Lita was rusty, and it looked like Damage Control were lost. So
who's leading the match?
I guess Becky, but I think maybe they thought that Lita was going to lead it because she's the legend, but she just was rusty, and it wasn't good.
No,
it wasn't good at all. And I think maybe people liked it more than what they thought they did.
I think
because of Trish coming out at the end. But
if they made the tag belts more prestigious and made it actually worth something, then that pop for her winning would have been more. But nobody cares about the women's tag titles.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
If you're going to have Lita as a legend, as a Hall of Famer, come back to win those titles. They should have just gave it to Lita and Trish. Becky had no.
Yeah,
It
why have
doesn't
Becky?
make sense to have Becky
But
involved with the tag title.
Trish and Lita, you got the double the rust.
Can't. I mean,
Becky could have came out and helped.
if you want to put
Yeah.
over Damage Control taking the belts back and beating them at Mania would put them over.
Yeah.
Or the 6-woman
But
tag.
I
that
am
they're
not
building
looking
to.
forward to that match at Mania if
A
it were to
6-woman
happen.
tag.
Yeah, I don't think they have to rely on.
The best part of that match was Bailey trolling by wearing Lita gear. Like, that was the best part.
Are we seriously gonna do Brock and Omos?
Apparently.
I read today that they pitched Brock to
Several things
against
and-
Wyatt, and he said no, he didn't want to do Wyatt.
And Brock okayed.
Omos.
Brock specifically okayed Omos.
Because he's gonna beat him.
And he still has.
He's gonna
Vince in his
F5
ear.
him.
Yeah.
I don't care about
That's
that
the
match.
Mania moment. Brock Lesnar picking up 7'2", 350
Well.
pounds of Omos.
But he's not like, he's tall, but he's not big. When he did it to the Big Show, that was something because Big Show had some weight on him.
Yeah, it's 500
Yeah,
pounds.
girth. Yeah.
Girthy.
Almost
He was
is just,
girthy.
Almost is just tall. I don't want to see
Salt of the earth.
I see.
it. I don't want to see it.
Handlebars for Longhouse.
That's a bathroom.
I'll
thing.
say one thing: the Revolution ladder match. There was some nasty stuff in there, but there's also a couple of things that kind of like raise my hand, like Keith Lee would, where he says that stuff has to be believable. I understand why wrestling fans want like Hijo de Vikingo and this kid Commander that was in the ladder match.
Yeah.
But god fucking damn, dude, if there's no one in the ring and there's a ladder fucking set up right in the middle where anyone can go get it, why the fuck is this wetback walking on the rope from one end of the ring to the other with the ladder there and no one watching just so that he can do a corkscrew splash on 5 people, 2 of them being on the outside that didn't even touch him.
Oh!
Powerhouse
Yeah.
didn't even get wind
Yeah.
from his flip and he
That's-
still just went.
That's
Oh,
why,
okay.
that's why
It's
why
there's
it's
stuff
not
like
match of
that
the week.
that fucking like irks me as a wrestling fan.
Again,
like,
this-
I can only suspend my disbelief for so
we can
much.
go back. AEW, they've been struggling the past couple of weeks, right?
Months,
Yes, but
and we're the biggest fan. We put them as our primary watching, and still, it's
if it wasn't WrestleMania weekend, I wouldn't watch as much WWE as I do. I would catch.
I would watch-
catch.
SmackDown. I still watch because it's just 2 hours and
Yeah.
it goes down smooth.
But watching that, it's the same thing. Like, hey, I need ratings, and so we're gonna have a ladder match. We're
How
gonna have-
soon in last Monday's promo did Cody Rhodes remind you that he's the son of Dusty Rhodes?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Okay, we'll see next week.
Okay.
I'd rather listen to a Cody promo than a car crash ladder match with people who I don't care about.
Wait, you'd rather listen to a Cody promo than listen to the car crash or
Rather
watch
watch
the car crash? Okay,
She
that
said
makes
watch
more,
the car
that
crash.
makes more
There's
sense.
nobody like nobody in that match was believable for winning.
Except Hobbs.
Sammy again, like
He's your flip.
Andrade,
He's your pinball.
like, you know, like there's
Andrade was in it. I thought it was
Andrade,
Oh, Andrade.
Action.
and whatever.
Action.
AR Fox, he's cool, but
He hasn't been there long enough to earn anything.
he fights and then Joe
And he-
beats the shit out of
and
him.
he flipped.
There's only
Rightfully so.
There's only 2 people in that match that
Joe should
would-
beat everyone.
There's only 2 people in that match that would be believable.
Yeah, Powerhouse and Orange Cassidy. Got him.
You got him. You got him. All right.
Anything else? Are you doing
Yes.
anything in the next week or so?
Yes. Saturday. This Saturday coming up, March the 4th, is UPW Turf Wars 4. So yeah, we are going to have a tag team match. Again, all this tag team stuff that's going on. Manhattan Project is defending the titles against Luther and Hambone. Hambone is coming out of his 3-year retirement of just being a referee.
Hey, I remember that guy.
Yeah, he's actually going to be wrestling.
Does he still sell fudge?
You know what? I might be able to convince him to. I don't know if he will though. But
Kind of makes me wonder where the fudge is coming from.
I
Does it have nuts in it?
No, but it's got corn.
Ooh. This isn't very minty at all.
Who else is fighting?
We're also gonna have a main event dog collar match. Dog collar match is gonna be
We're both. You just got both of our
Yeah,
attention.
shit.
This Saturday?
yes,
If I wasn't
Goddamn.
busy, I'd fucking.
Same.
Jay Davis versus Jason Sullivan. That is quite the blood feud that's been going on. Basically, Sullivan versus Blade Enterprises. Main event, heavyweight championship match, dog collar. They're saying that they're gonna make it a dog collar death match. So I don't know.
Texas
Dog
death.
We don't know how that's gonna play out. There's been rumors of ladders and barbed wire along with the dog collar, so we'll see what the hell's going on.
Is Moxley gonna bleed?
I probably and Moxley's sitting at home watching
Just
on
watching
live
it?
feed. Yeah.
Special appearance with a jar of
Yeah.
Moxley's blood. That's all. Just the blood. That's all
So
we need.
Bay Cliff, Texas, at the Bay Cliff Fire Department. So come on out
Where is
Saturday
that?
night.
Baycliffe.
Bay Cliff,
I don't
that's
even know.
like kind of over by Alvin,
Oh, okay.
Alvin and
Yeah,
Santa
yeah.
Fe and all that. Yeah. So
South.
south.
Right on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right on. Yeah. If I wasn't, I've been.
Saturday's gonna be a stacked day for me already.
Yeah.
If I could have, I would have tried to squeeze it in because I'm gonna be south.
Ah.
Ish.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
I've been craving going to see a small indie show.
There you go, man.
I'm busy this weekend,
Well,
but I'm just saying.
you fucking suck.
I've been putting it
So I've been
off
told.
Yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah.
It was easier and more convenient, and our schedules lined up a lot better, so we were able to support you at NWA and the Cypress
Yeah.
Veteran Hall.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
our scheduling and our lives are not as easy,
Mm,
flexible
yeah.
as they used to be.
Yes. You're definitely not as flexible as you used to be.
Oh no!
Hey.
No.
Yeah.
I have 3 different doctors at the joint tell me the exact same thing.
I'm working on it. Though.
I'm
Yeah.
working on it.
Yeah.
DDP yoga,
Yeah.
DDPY. Sorry.
Mm,
And Hulk it out.
nice. So yeah, come on out. I think that's the shit. That's it. That's the
the
show.
shit.
That's the shit.
That's the
Corn and peanuts.
Adios, my friends. Keep it classy.
What was that, 10 hours?
2.5.